bad, as he's not able to get into position to hit it over the top. Just dragging his length back, Adil Rashid bowling it into the pitch, and the ball heads off to the leg side. No run. Nitin Menon, on-field umpire, standing in his 23rd T20 international. Murray Erasmus as well. We've seen him quite a bit over the last couple of years in international cricket. As Rashid is in again. Finch steps away, cuts, but straight to cover. No run again. So a good start here for Adil Rashid.
Yeah, Aaron Finch there just giving himself a bit of room, trying to upset Rashid's line and length, but you know, Dilly's in such good nick at the moment, he doesn't fall for that. And Finch, while playing a heavy cut shot to Eoin Morgan, still not quite managing to pierce the field. Nervy start.
Finch, open stance, this time lofts it, past mid-off for 4. He does manage to get it away this time, just staying in his crease, opening that left leg and allowing his bat to come through. The captain is away with a boundary.
Yeah, it's a quality shot from Aaron Finch. Perfect cricket shot. Bit fuller from Adil Rashid this time, and Finch picks his spot back over mid-off and a couple of bounces into the rope. Good start from the Aussie skipper.
Final ball of the over then. Australia 5 for no loss. Rashid in. Slightly straighter, Finch on the back foot, tucking it away to the leg side to mid-wicket. There is no fielder as a man at deep mid-wicket sprinting in, but Moeen Ali cuts it off to his left from square leg. They'll come through for 1. 6 for no loss then, Australia, after this first over. Warner on 1, Finch on 5. Stu, I was listening to the commentary a little bit earlier, and you put both of your feet firmly in the Australian camp.
Oh, I thought I'd have to. I'm the only one here, aren't I? So I had to. Couldn't just all go for the same team, so come on, take me on. Right? I'm ready for it. I've copped enough abuse this week. I need some more.
They'll be delighted after their first 2 performances, though, won't they?
Oh yeah, 100%. And you know, coming in, the expectations back home of Australia to come here and win the tournament. They have not featured in the winning side of things in a T20 World Cup. Long history of winning World Cups in 50 over cricket, but this is one that Australia want. Came in the way they started. I think Australia got high hopes.
Chris Woakes to open the bowling alongside Adil Rashid. 1 for 12 from 2 overs in his first game, 1 for 12 from 4 in the last game against Bangladesh. Here he comes now on an angle to Finch, who's forward and probing at the ball. It finds its way to mid-wicket for a single. They'll come through.
And they're just focusing on the black armbands. Of course, 2 Australian legends, Ashley Mallett and Alan Davidson, both passed away this week. So just to commemorate the lives of 2 of Australia's greatest.
And TV screens just paying tribute to them as well.
Point down, mate.
Aaron Finch, as we so often see, just popping some bubble gum. Helps him focus. He's at the non-striker's end at the moment as David Warner is setting himself up. Chris Woakes is going to have a deep cover and a deep backward square in position. And a slip in play for that ball that angles across him. Woakes bowls, edge taken! The first wicket down, and it's David Warner to go. Joss Buttler with a massive smile on his face. That's a huge one.
Yeah, we saw Warner just advancing down the wicket as Woakes is about to release the ball, and Woakes bowls his normal line length at good pace. It's going across Davey Warner, who gets the feather straight through to Joss Buttler. No mistake. Australia lose their first wicket.
Just looking at the delivery, just a little bit of wobble, bit of nip off the surface, angled across. It was the perfect delivery first up. Good length. And bearded Chris Woakes celebrating to remove an informed David Warner, who is seriously frustrated with himself, ripping his gloves off as he disappears now off the field of play. Here comes Steve Smith then, who's been reliable for Australia over the years. Generally brings a sense of calm to proceedings for this Australian lineup.
He brings calm in his own unique way by fidgeting every 35 seconds. No, Steve Smith, one of the best players going around in world cricket. We need a big one from him today.
Hello. There we go. A simple green button was all it needed. David Warner's last 17 innings against England in all formats, 13 single-figure scores. It goes back to the World Cup semi-final in Edgbaston in July 2019, when he was also dismissed by Chris Woakes.
I think we just heard Andy there as Woakes comes in, beats the edge of Steve Smith, moving all around his crease. He's like a jack-in-the-box, isn't he?
Yeah. Nothing calm about that. That's for sure. Chris Woakes, he's been on fire. This wicket got a little bit of grass on it. Just finds a little bit of movement away from the right-hander there. Perfect outswinger, as we see Smith remonstrating. The ball moving away from him. That's why he missed it, of course.
Smith gets back and across, and this time allows it to go through. Having to reassess the power play after that last delivery, potentially. That ball was zipping around off the surface. A good start for England, and ahead of that opening game, England perhaps would have been thinking about a number of different options. Chris Woakes, David Willey, Mark Wood, of course, who pulled up with a slight niggle, so they decided against him as Woakes comes in on an angle. Struck on the pad, they go up, given not out, as Smith does get right across. Chris Woakes is tempted. That DRS timer ticking down.
Yeah, too high, I reckon. You can hear Jason Roy saying, only just high. In Sharjah, that's probably hitting about a foot off the ground. Such is the difference in pitches.
Yeah, this is just getting on nicely. It hits the top part of the pad on the left leg of Steve Smith as he gets right across. 2 slips in position now for him. That extra movement. Final ball of the over then, as Woakes is in. Smith works the ball out to deep backward square, slightly straighter on that occasion. And Smith is away. He's off the mark. Australia 8 for 1 after 2. That last over going for just 2 singles and the wicket of David Warner.
Yeah, it was. Great start from England again. Umpire's call, we see that last LB, so it wouldn't have mattered if it was given. So, great start. Chris Woakes, I think he's started really well the first game. He bowled beautifully, 2 for 12, I think, off his 4 overs in that game. We see a bit of grass on the wicket, and Chris Jordan comes into the attack now. Use that new ball, take another wicket here. England well on top.
I guess that's the beauty of this England lineup, is that they've got so much variation, players to perform in different conditions, and that's with the batting as well as the bowling.
Yeah. You got one of your best batters who can bowl very handy off spin as well.
Yep.
In this format, in Moeen Ali. So it lengthens the batting lineup, and also you can play 6 out-and-out bowlers.
England showing their flexibility. No Moeen Ali as yet. Here comes Chris Jordan. That's pulled away to mid-on. Who takes the catch? It's a diving one. Backwards for Chris Woakes. He reaches his right arm into the air. Almost gets himself into a tangle. And that is a stunning take. As Steve Smith goes for 1, Australia 8 for 2 in the 3rd over.
And Australia might be ruling the choice of not playing another batter here with 2 wickets down in the first 3 overs. We see Jordan with his first delivery, Steve Smith trying to play the pull shot, Woakes in trying to stop a single at mid-on, had to run back and diving, well, not diving, but leaping backwards, one-handed above his head, takes a great catch. Already seen some great catches in this tournament so far. That's up there with the others as well.
And one that we've seen so many times from Chris Jordan as well. He's probably one of the best fielders in that team. He was sprinting off. Pure elation from him with his gold chains. Going from side to side as Glenn Maxwell is now out in the middle. We're yet to see the best of him in this tournament.
Have I got time to change my passport?
You've gone early, Stu.
Okay, all right. I'll
So
give it
you've got
another
no
couple.
faith in them?
Oh no, I got plenty. No, I got plenty of faith. Oh dear. Not the start the Aussies were looking for, but Glenn Maxwell can be destructive, and in the power play, he's got more gaps in the outfield where he likes to hit the ball.
Strike rate of 157 in T20 cricket. Here comes Jordan, beats the edge of Maxwell. Lovely bit of shape there from Jordan as he pitches it up. Gentle shape, that slip comes into play. England all over Australia at the moment.
And as a batsman, you want your first ball. You don't want that one. That's just angled in towards the stumps, slightly shaping away. Maxwell with his feet in a...
Oof.
feet in a tangle. But well bowled. Yeah, England are on top. All right, okay. Got it.
Will Maxi just try and hit his way out of it?
Yep.
He looks to work the ball to mid-wicket. He's off the mark. So Australia 9 for 2. We're into the third over here for the second game that we're bringing you on the BBC. England against Australia. Both teams having won their first 2 matches. And England continue their good form in the field. Andy?
It's a third game in a row in this tournament. England have taken 3 wickets inside the first 3 overs, having only done so twice in their previous 33 matches.
Finch works the ball to the leg side. Inside edge onto the pad. Muted appeal from Chris Jordan and the England players as he'll come through for 1. Moves to 6, the Australian captain. He's been watching it all unfold at the other end. 10 for 2, Australia, with 2 more balls left of the third over.
And you mentioned before too, what will Maxi do? And sometimes Adam Gilchrist used to say, the best form of defence is attack. Let's get out there and let's try and take it down. Maxi has the capabilities of doing so.
Open stance, defending the ball to extra cover. Bowling some really good areas here, Chris Jordan. Just happy to just pitch it up a little bit more than maybe normal. Opening in the power play, he's usually more back of a length, but he's allowing the ball to just nip away off the seam and get a little bit of shape in the air.
Just showing that replay of Steve Smith's dismissal. The ball was out on the wide line. We're better off playing the cut shot.
Maxwell clips the ball out to deep backward square for a single. Zoning in on the stumps this time, Chris Jordan. Liam Livingstone with a throw back in as Australia move to 11 for 2 after 3 overs. Another good over to back up Chris Woakes and Adil Rashid bowling the opening over. Chris Jordan going for 3 from that delivery. And the wicket of Steve Smith, the first ball. Steve Smith just having a look at the replay himself and shaking his head, as we so often see when he gets out in any form of cricket.
Yeah, I do like that when he does get out, he doesn't sit there and say, no, that wouldn't have been this, it wouldn't have been that. He goes, yep, bad shot. You know, I need to learn from it, get better next time.
Just a little more on England's starts against West Indies. West Indies were 9 for 2 after 3. Bangladesh 15 for 2, and now Australia 11 for 2. So in total 35 for 6 in the first 3 overs in the 3 games so far. They'd only taken 5 wickets in the first 3 overs in the previous 10 games combined.
It's served them well as Woakes is in, bowling full to Maxwell, who's driving the ball. It hits the inner pass of the bat out to deep backward square. Jonny Bairstow rushing around as he throws it in. They'll come back for 2. 13 for 2 then Australia.
Yeah, they just need to start settling down a bit, the Aussie batters here. Just get a partnership happening. Rotate the strike for a couple of overs. Even if they don't get the opportunity to take down the last over in the power play, as long as they can get to 25, 30, that seems to be the mark that's consistent.
Maxwell looking to get back and punch the ball, but misreads it. Doesn't get all of it and finds its way to extra cover.
Yeah, just kept coming back at him, that one. He's been targeting the away swing and the moving away to nick them off. That one just kept coming in. Maxwell up for a bit of room.
Thoughts behind Agar in for Marsh?
Yeah, look, I'm surprised on a fresh pitch. Definitely on a spinning pitch, but surprised on a fresh one.
Woakes bowls, Maxwell drives to mid-on, no run. They were using Marcus Stoinis and Glenn Maxwell as their 5th bowler in the last game. They got a bit of tap, didn't they? So just wonder if they were a bit worried in that regard.
It's different, isn't it? They still won the game, so why would you change? You've got Zampa and Maxwell there as your spinners. Do you need another one? Soon see.
Woakes, navy blue towel hanging out his trousers as he bowls again at the stumps. Maxwell miscues but finds its way out to deep mid-wicket. Sam Billings charging after the ball. So throw is sent in, they'll come back for 2. 15 for 2, Australia in the 4th over.
Maybe they're thinking too, Agar left-handed hitter. Down the lower order, if Rashid bowls towards the back end of an innings, they've got an option they didn't have that option previous game, so maybe that's another thought process behind the selection.
So a lot of talk about left arm spin to Jason Roy as Woakes is in, struck on the pad. Maxwell, it's been given. England are going up in unison, and unless he's got bat on that looked fairly plumb as he comes to have a chat to his captain Aaron Finch. Timer ticking down, 3, 2. He's decided to go upstairs for the review.
Well, if he hasn't hit it, that's hitting middle stump, I think, from first view.
Umpire to director. Player umpire review for LBW. Origin reason is out. Fair delivery. You can go to front on spin please.
Go through the long process here. This is like another strategic timeout.
Spin is coming up.
Oof, doesn't look like any batter involved at all.
Ball is close
That's
to the
2
bat. Would
pads.
like to go to the ultra edge.
Leg stump. Maybe now it's time to dust off, man.
Murray waiting for the ultra edge. It's building up.
Kumar Dharmasena, the 3rd umpire. Confirmation on ultra edge, no
Flat
bat
line as the ball
involved.
past the bat. Satisfied. No bat involved. Murray, you can go to the ball tracking when he's ready.
This will tell us. Pitches on off stump.
Pitching
It's in the
outside
knee
of
roll.
impact in line. Wickets hitting Murray. Director, you can go to the on-field umpire. Murray, you can stay with your original decision. You're on the screen. Make your signal.
Another one bites the dust for Australia. England have been excellent with this new ball, getting the ball zipping around. The pace bowlers in particular, Adil Rashid setting things off, but Glenn Maxwell has to go for 6. It's 15 for 3 Australia with 1 more ball left of the 4th over.
And you can tell England, they're high on confidence. They know what they're doing. They've got Australia on the ropes here. It's only the 4th over of the game. Australia shortened their batting lineup, leaving Mitch Marsh out, playing Ashton Agar. Big responsibility now on Marcus Stoinis, Aaron Finch. Marcus Stoinis came into this wanting to be the finisher or the best finisher at the tournament. Well, here's a chance for him to be the best starter, best middle player and the best finisher.
The question is, Stu, can Australia beat the West Indies record of 55?
You've got early with that, Ish.
Geez, that is a low blow. Thanks, Ish. I used to like you. Well, one thing's for sure, we'll give it a fair crack, I tell you. They've always said a quick game's a good game.
Oh, that truly was an extraordinary game. Same ground, of course, at Dubai. And West Indies just kept losing wickets. They never stitched a partnership together. Well, Australia need one desperately now.
Well, we watched that game last night in Afghanistan. They kept losing wickets, but they kept scoring at 10, 11 and over. It was amazing to watch.
I found their batting order interesting. Mohammad Nami was coming in at number 7.
Yeah. Oh,
Naib at 8.
I think
Rashid Khan down to come in at 9. He didn't even feature.
Whoever's ready just goes in, I think.
Yes. Well, Chris Woakes, what an evening he's having in Dubai. Here he comes to Marcus Stoinis, 2 slips in position, lets it go through to the keeper. Chris Woakes 2 for 6 from his 2 overs, 15 for 3 Australia after 4. England rallying together. Everyone is putting their hands up at the moment for this England side in the field throughout this tournament.
I think too, when was the last time you saw in a 4th over of a T20 international 2 slips? Can't remember.
Yeah, middle and lower order batting has been a bit of a problem for Australia over the last 5 years or so, since the last T20 World Cup, which ended in April 2016. Looking at batters 5 to 11. Australia's collectively averaged 15.7 of the 12 teams in this tournament. Only Sri Lanka have a worse figure.
Aaron Finch, bat hovering. Struck on the pad by Chris Jordan this time. Eoin Morgan adamant. They're going to come together. It was given not out. Australia with 1 review remaining, England with 2, and they decided to go for it. England, Morgan signalling to take it upstairs. Nitin Menon.
TV umpire to director, review for
Why not?
LBW.
Why not have a go? They've got 2
Original
left.
decision is not out. Fair delivery. You can go to front on spin mission, please.
This will be umpire's call, I reckon. Just clipping leg stump or the outside half of it.
Spin mission is coming up.
Seems wobbling in the air.
Can you go to the ultra edge, please?
Doesn't look like there's any bat involved. Ultra Edge will confirm
Okay,
this.
waiting for the ultra edge. Anything?
There we have
Flat
it. No,
line as the ball past the bat. Satisfied. No bat involved. You can go to the ball tracking.
it's pitched in
Anything,
line.
No bat involved.
Hitting the knee roll on the left leg of Aaron Finch.
Pitch outside of, impact in line, and wickets.
And you were right,
umpire score.
Stu.
You can go to the on-field umpire. Nitin, you can make
find
a
that I'm
signal. Stay with your original
Very
position
rarely
on the
wrong. I'm
screen.
only wrong at home.
Maybe
Oh,
you're
sorry,
just a bit
always wrong at home. Yeah.
That's the way it should be. Aaron Finch, 7 then from 8 deliveries. It's a tough battle out there for the Australians. 15 for 3 in the 5th over. England having won the toss and elected to field. Here comes Chris Jordan. 2 gold chains around his neck as he bowls to Finch, who gets off strike. He's pushing the 1 out to deep mid-wicket, will come through casually for the 2nd. There's no fielder in the inner circle at mid-wicket, so an easy 2 in the end. Finch to 9, 17 for 3.
Yeah, just need a bit of smart batting here. Forget about that gung-ho approach of attacks just as good as defence. Just rotate the strike just for the rest of the power play, just to settle the nerves, and then look to assault one of the batters, one of the bowlers that possibly Moeen if he does bowl. He might not need to bowl tonight.
Finch forwards, pushing at the ball to the offside, no run. Not looking forcefully there, but that's probably the mindset he wants to go with 3 wickets inside the power play. Yeah, the last thing they want is to assault one of the batters, Stu.
Yeah, true.
Don't want another one down.
Well, mind you, if you take out 3 of the England batters, make our job a bit easier.
Sort of poking at that delivery. Aaron Finch. Recently became a father. Had some time at home. Stepping across and guiding the ball to the offside, no run. Again, tentative play to the offside. Good length from Chris Jordan. It's been spot on, though, you have to say, from the England bowlers. They haven't really allowed any sort of width. Aaron Finch absolutely feeds on width. So they've been really tight to the stumps, and with that assistance of the movement off the pitch, it's been all England.
Yes, the game plan's worked well. They've come here, they won the toss, they did exactly what they wanted to do first up, and the bowlers have come out and executed perfectly. So far England, playing the game plan absolutely to the T.
2 more balls left of this over as Jordan bowls in exactly the same spot, and Finch just defends 2 extra cover, no run.
He's upped his pace a bit too, CJ, hasn't he? He's bowling a bit quicker than I've seen him before. He's hitting that bat really hard, and the new ball, I know the first over against the 2 opening batters with Adil, Rashid bowling. I just wonder if England might have missed a trick there by not opening with the seamer. Or seam from both ends anyway.
You're saying Australia might have been 5 down?
Could have been. Yeah.
As Finch tucks the ball out to deep square off the front foot, looking to get that bat in and across those pads. That's generally where bowlers like to target with Aaron Finch early on in his innings, as he comes back for 2 at the end of the over. Just 4 from that one. Jordan's gone for 7 from his 2 overs, picks up 1 wicket. Australia 19 for 3 after 5. Stoinis on naught, yet to get off the mark, and Finch 11 from 13. A few more words from you, Stu, on how you think Australia are going to get themselves out of this position, and then it will be Jonathan Agnew.
Well, as I said, they've just got to get a partnership going. These two played a lot of cricket for Victoria together as well as Australia, so they know each other really well. It's always good in these situations to know someone, trust someone at the other end, and understand each other the way you're trying to get through this difficult period. Woakes is going to continue here, bowling his 3rd over at the moment, 2 for 6. Great figures they are.
This seat's on fire. That's one of Isha's more penetrative spells, I would say that. 19 for 3 after 5 overs. What a start.
Giving it to me as well, don't worry about that.
What a start, really is. So it's a long way to go. Woakes is on his way, and he bowls outside the off stump, and well, Stoinis looks as if he's going to pull that for a moment, and then corrected the shot and played with a straighter bat. And he's in much earlier than, well, he would have wanted, and obviously Australia would have wanted, but they have gone with a slight tilt to their balance, and they have gone that batsman light. No Mitch Marsh playing today. So Stoinis at 5, but they've lost Warner for 1, Smith for 1, and Maxwell for 6. Woakes again runs in, bowls down the leg side. That'll be a wide. Neatly collected by Buttler.
That's a different approach to what we normally see from Australia, or what I've grown accustomed to. Once they start winning, they don't change the team.
No. Wonder what it was. I mean, whether they feel they can have a bit of a look, or look at. It just feels like a big game to have a bit of a look at, doesn't it? Or unless you take a bit of a look in a game where England are kind of likely to go through. Do you take a look? Here's Woakes again bowling and hits the pad. They'll go through for a leg bye. Do you take a look at against an opposition who could possibly win a game and upset things like Sri Lanka or something?
Yeah.
Or, I mean,
no, it's a World Cup. You don't do it.
No, you don't. No, you just don't do it at all.
You just don't do it.
No. No, the only reason I ask is that maybe next week, it might be more of a balance to have your second spinner play.
Yeah, and I think you've got to pick your venue as well. As I said earlier, this has got a bit of grass on it.
Yeah.
It's a fresh pitch.
Yep.
You don't bowl spin on this.
Here's Woakes, and that's a lovely ball again. Just shaping away from Finch. He looked to play that down the ground, but actually ended up with a thick edge. And picked up there at cover. 21 for 3. Stoinis yet to score. Finch on 11. And that lovely smell. Toasted sandwich. Oh, trouble is
just arrived. Thank you very much.
I think mine has, but we can't eat it, can we? We've got 5 overs to go yet.
Well,
very bad timing by Kevin Howells. I'm having words with him. 21 for 3. In goes Woakes over the wicket again. Bowls driven by Finch. Not really timed though. It's picked up on the edge of the circle at mid-off. What's on Finch's plate here at the moment? To try and rebuild this innings, but of course introduce some momentum to it at the same time. So it's always so difficult at T20. Those overs just disappear so fast. And Woakes, well, he's enjoying the T20 time of his life, I suggest, having thought probably his T20 days were over. 2 for 7. He's loping in again. He bowls the ball into the pitch.
Good shot.
And Finch plays that nicely to mid-on, but there's a man there. I think he's a good bowler for these conditions too, because he has got that shoulder where he does bowl the ball, drive it into the pitch. So if it is a bit slow.
Bowls a very good length
for here, doesn't it?
These types of pitches.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's been a good day, because already, according to the field assessment, he's 12 up as well, so I don't quite understand all that. Finch batting well out of his crease as Woakes again kicks up his heels, moves in bowls, and that's turned by Finch again. He can't do anything with it. He plays it to mid-wicket where Malan fields.
He tucks him up around that. Finch has got, with his technique, I don't want to go too much in the technique, but he gets his front foot right across, which he's got a blind spot almost straight at him. And that's where England are targeting. He has trouble getting out LBW as well. So great playing.
Gets a bit caught up, doesn't he?
21 for 3 after 6 overs. That's the second lowest score that England have conceded in a bowling power play in T20 internationals. Ireland were 14 for 1 back in May 2010, and it's also Australia's joint second lowest score batting in a power play in their T20 history. They played nearly 150 games, England coming up to their 140th, so this is an extraordinary performance in the 3 power plays in this tournament so far. West Indies 31 for 4, Bangladesh 27 for 3, and Australia 21 for 3. So England have 79 runs, 10 wickets taken, ran about 4.5 and over, and over the previous 2 years had gone about 8.3 and over in power plays, which works out about 50 runs in the power plays. They've been superb this tournament.
Yep, power play's gone, 21 for 3. Rashid is back in the attack. It's interesting that England are playing around a little bit as well, actually. And goes Rashid again and bowls the wrong end and goes clipping through. Peel's leg before wicket, up goes the finger. Stoinis has been given now LBW. It's interesting about what Jordan was doing there as well, holding the ball up. Stoinis is coming up for conversation. I thought I heard a harder sound, that was all in my headphones, but I'm a long way away from Dubai. And we'll see if they're going to review this or not, or whether Stoinis has simply walked off. No, he's on his way. He's on his way. And so Australia are having a nightmare. 21 for 4. If you're contemplating going to bed on the East Coast, well, perhaps you do. It's a lovely wrong one, which of course Rashid bowls so well on the back foot. There was a little bit of a harder sound there. Maybe it was pad bat. But anyway, that wrong end of Rashid's has claimed many a batsman. And there's another one. Stoinis off for a duck. 21 for 4 in the 7th over.
It's the 20th ball Rashid has bowled to Stoinis in T20 internationals. Got him out 3 times for just 16 runs.
That's amazing, isn't it? But, well, they're in the mire here. And Matthew Wade coming out at number 6. But then after that we're looking at Agar, Cummins, Starc, Zampa and Hazlewood. So it's a terrific start for England. They won the toss, put Australia in, but I don't think in their wildest dreams they expected that scoreline. 21 for 4 with the ball in the 7th over. It's interesting how they have changed things, and that Moeen has obviously opened the bowling in the previous games. We haven't seen him yet, so a little bit of a drift there. Liam Plunkett's sitting alongside me, looking thoughtful too. The bearded Liam Plunkett. Hello, Liam. Nice to see you. Really good to have you join us for this. Well, what about that?
I've enjoyed that 6 overs very much.
I think you have.
Stewie was doing a great job there, but I've still brought the luck. Wicket first ball, and the very skillful Rashid picks up a great wicket to start just outside the power play.
That wrong one of his, people just don't pick it, do they? He's been bowling it for years now, and still people don't see it. Must be a really difficult one to spot. So Wade's left-handed, there's a slip. And Rashid bundles in and bowls wide of that off stump. That's the orthodox ball that turns into the left-handed Wade. It's pushed into the offside and fielded by Eoin Morgan, but the one before just kept going, really, just gripped enough. Yeah, and would have hit the leg stump, so Stoinis right to fall on his sword. Rashid again bowls, that's driven, nice shot from Wade, that's a lovely stroke actually. And he'll pick up one down to Jason Roy at long off, running round to his right. So Wade off the mark. Finch still there on 11. Australia 22 for 4 with the lights on, the ring of fire burning down in Dubai, the night sky above. There's 3 bowlers used so far by England in this 7th over. But I said no sign of Moeen, as if England just not wanting to be predictable maybe. Rashid again tosses that right up. It's driven by Finch. He's beaten the infield. But Woakes is out there in the deep. I think that's what they're doing here. Just showing actually we've got more than plan A. We've got plan B and plan C and other things we can do.
Yeah, maybe. Obviously the plans the day before is how did these people get out? Maybe they went down that route of Rashid balls to certain people and the seamers get the most out of the pitch early on.
You can see there is a bit of grass on it. Wade waits as Rashid bowls him. That's the wrong one. He's managed to get that away. Down to 3rd man. He'll probably go for 4. I think it will do. Still running over the outfield here. So welcome boundary for Australia.
Obviously a false shot, but Wade's come out and he looks positive.
Yeah.
Looks like he's moving his feet well, and that's the thing with the Australians. How long do they stick around and try and survive? With England's batting lineup, they need to put a dent in the score and try and get some runs on the board, and they can't just hang around and look to survive.
You'll have seen a lot of Rashid and also discussions about about his bowling, and he goes again and bowls an orthodox leg spinner. What is it about that, Roman? I mean, it just seems that no one could pick it.
I think that's just years and years of practice. When I first used to play against him, you could get some sort of clues in when it was going to come out. But over time, he's done a lot of work with a lot of good spin coaches like Mushy, and he just got better and better with wickets and him bowling nicely. You get confidence and the skills, and I think he just bowls a little bit quicker, and it's harder to see. And
yeah, well, it's not one of those loopy googlies, is it, that you often see that can often bamboozle a tail ender. Perhaps his eyes light up and big booming drive and it spins the other way. It is quite a flat one. Maybe that's part of the trick.
Yeah, it doesn't give you much air to get underneath it. It's straight at you, and obviously it seems to grip a little bit more now as well with that added pace on it.
27 for 4, and we're still not Moeen, but we're seeing Livingstone, who bowled very well the other day.
Well, just picking up something that Stuart said about Aaron Finch against leg spin. In T20 cricket, he has struggled with leg breaks, been out 15 times in T20 internationals, averages just 18 against leg spin, but against off spin been out just 5 times and averages 58 and scores at more than 12 runs and over against off spin. So I think it's probably a targeted plan to get England's 2 leg spinners at him early on.
And they've got another one now, Livingstone, and that's spun away down to short third man. It's chopped away, fielded by Rashid. 28 for 4. Australia put into bat. And so a batsman light really, with Agar due in next, but selected to bowl his left arm spin. And Livingstone had a good run out against Bangladesh the other day. Spins himself a catch or two. He's got deep backward point, deep cover, long off, long on, and deep square leg. And going round the wicket and bowls, and that's driven by Wade. Just a comfortable stroke, no real power in that. Just played it away for a single to long on.
I think Morgs has taken a bit of a punt here. Maybe he wants Aussie bats to go after Livingstone, and maybe sneak a wicket from Livy.
Yep.
They need runs, obviously, with this batting lineup that's going to come for England.
So again, bowls, that's shorter and hammered off the back foot out to deep point. Should just get one there. There's the elusive Moeen. We haven't seen much of him yet, so they take 2 to him out at deep point. And 31 for 4 in the 8th over. There's just no time to rebuild. Let's try 2020. It's like you're trying to. Oh, we need a partnership. Yeah, but you've also got to score too. That's again just short of a length and played off the back foot by Finch out to cover. He just missed out there. You could hear him cursing, trying to get it through the gap. But hit Morgan at cover. 31 for 4 with 2 balls to go in the 8th. Livingstone again. Bit of a fuller length that worked away across the pads. 1 run picked up at square leg just inside the circle. Finch goes to 16 from 22 balls. So important for Australia that he's still there. Batting deep into this innings now. 32 for 4. 1 to go in the 8th over. Livingstone on his way, bowls, floating that one up. Wade makes it a low full toss, very well fielded by Livingstone. Didn't come out of the middle of the bat, but still hit quite firmly to his left. He got down there, was able to field. Morgan gives him back his cap. And so Australia are 32 for 4. He almost got tangled up there with the captain Finch, but managed to scramble across the ground. Really good piece of fielding. And England at the moment, they just look it's good in every department. I mean, they're catching everything, fielding well. I think the umpire there, Mr. Erasmus, is having a word with Marcus Wade in particular about running down the pitch.
Maybe Wade is chatting about can they use number 12 and 13 batters as well. Maybe that's the.
Oh, there's an early sledge coming out. 32 for 4 in the 9th over, and this is floated up by Rashid, hit in the air, down to long off. Buttler shouted catch it, but it doesn't go to hand. It's fielded out on the boundary edge by Jonny Bairstow with a rather vicious looking haircut, I think it was. 33 for 4. It is. Didn't recognise him. Where's all that gone?
Wide-eyed.
Yeah,
in the outfield there.
He's always wide-eyed. But he's got his cap on. 33 for 4. Wade on 6. Rashid again moves in, bowls as a reverse sweep from Wade. He managed to get it away. It was very straight and very full. Brave stroke to play under the circumstances. Picks out the man at backward point. And so again, there's no run. Extraordinary graphic I see on my screen there. Now, I normally see that on a weather forecast. Now, what's that all about? In goes Rashid again. Bowls short and chopped away off the back foot out to deep point, and the throw comes in. They're coming back for the second. They'll get there. So 35 for 4. That was what you normally see on a rain radar, wasn't it? You're a man of all these graphics and stats and things, and there was the red stuff in the middle when it was really hammering down. What was that about?
Well, it was, I think, showing you where Rashid's delivery is sort of what they call a heat map of where his deliveries are past the batsman.
All right. There's Rashid again, floating it up, and that comes off the outside edge. It's a wrong one again. Pushed away out to point. 1 run, 36 for 4.
I don't know what exactly we could read into it, apart from that he's bowled quite a lot of good balls.
He's bowled well.
Yeah.
Well, he has. 2 balls to go in the 9th. 36 for 4. So many things come up these days, don't they, on the telly? Well, it's not as bad as watching in India, where you can hardly see the cricket. Adverts and graphics and everything else coming up. You sort of peer into the middle to see what's going on. 36 for 4 in the 9th over. Almost time for that toasted sandwich. Finch waits. Rashid bowls 2. He sweeps, hits him on the pad. Buttler appeals. That's pitched outside leg stump. And won't be given out leg before wicket. There's no review or anything like that. Australia have used one, lost one. England still have both of theirs should they want them. So that one pitching well outside leg stump. 36 for 4. The last ball of the 9th over is a little shorter. Finch on the back foot to pick up 1 again. Sitting out to deep point. Boundaries really hard to come by at the moment. The run rate barely 4 and over. With 9 overs gone, they're 37 for 4. With Agar, Cummins, Starc, Zampa and Josh Hazlewood to come.
Oh, just a little update on the stat about England's most economical power plays. It wasn't, in fact, their most economical. The one I was looking at against Ireland, there was only 3.5 overs, and then I think it rained. So in terms of times that they bowled the full 6, that was 21 for 3 was their most economical in almost 140 games.
Right. Small crowd, but looking on earnestly, enjoying it as Livingstone starts the 10th over. And it's prodded quite hard back at him by Finch, who's on 18. No run. The run rate barely 4 now. It's 4.04. Another dot ball here. Might drift back down to 3 point something. Livingstone again moves in bowls. It's short and swatted into the leg side. Only for 1 run. 38 for 4. Finch moves to 19. So far, Warner 1, Smith 1, Maxwell 6, and Stoinis yet to score. As Livingstone goes round the wicket and bowls, and played off the back foot firmly, square by Wade. Deep point.
Such an added bonus having Livingstone bowling. He seems to be bowling tight. I think he's obviously improved over time, but he's doing a great job for England here as that 3rd spinner.
Chat there between Wade and Livingstone, I think, going on there. I think it was amicable enough. Livingstone again floats that up and brings Finch forward. That's a better length. He might be tempted to go down the ground with that, but with men out, good to get that batsman playing forward if they can. 39 for 4. 2 balls to go in the 10th. Score predictors 115 as Finch picks up 1 there into the leg side. Trying to rack my brains for the last boundary. There's been one since I've been sitting.
I think it was a thick edge from Wade from Rashid, maybe.
Yes, it was correct. Well, I think that's the only one we've had in our 5 overs here. Andy will put me right if I'm wrong. Livingstone again moves in and bowls, and that's driven by Wade. And they'll only get 1 there. Certainly won't take Jordan's arm on, coming in from long off. Ends the over. 10 overs gone, and Australia are 41 for 4. So they really are in trouble here. Wade 11, Finch has 20. They'll have a drink now. And England, I think, will enjoy theirs rather more than Australia will do. Liam, some thoughts from you? And then you're going to be joined by Isha.
If this is ODI, 50 overs, I'd be happy with the start, never mind a T20. So England are in a great position. First 6 overs in that power player. Took some great wickets, kept the score down and continued the good ball in the next 4 overs. So in a great position here.
There's been the Lion's Den and the Ring of Fire in Dubai, and Justin Langer marching out to the middle. He's got a sheepish look on his face as he looks to join the Australian captain, Aaron Finch, and Matthew Wade. Well, Agars didn't pick up a wicket in that last 5 overs. But Australia...
I think he picked up one, right?
Did he?
I think we did.
Oh,
First
maybe
ball.
he did. Oh, yeah, that's right. Stoinis. But 3 wickets falling early for Australia. David Warner, the bowling of Chris Woakes, and would across him, edge through to the keeper. Steve Smith looking to pull a ball from Chris Jordan over to the leg side, caught it mid-on. And Glenn Maxwell out as well, cheaply. Andy?
Just 2 boundaries in the first 10 overs, both from Rashid. Finch went aerial over mid-off in the first over, and then that edge that Lynn mentioned of by Matthew Wade. 41 for 4 is Australia's second lowest score at the halfway stage of a T20 international innings, and it's the 4th lowest score by a team against England.
Second lowest was the first the West Indies 2 games ago.
Hang on, let me dig that up. No, so it was the second lowest by Australia.
Oh, I see.
The 4th lowest against England. Just going to list of Afghanistan with 26 for 8 in Colombo in the 2012 World Cup. Pakistan 37 for 4 in Cardiff in 2010. West Indies in Bairstow 39 for 8 at the halfway stage. I can't remember. Did West Indies even make it to the halfway stage in that game? I'm trying to find it on my list.
I think they did. Right. I feel like they did.
Oh no, they were 44 for 6.
And proceeded to be bowled out for 55 in the opening game of the 21 Men's T20 World Cup. Kevin Howes has pulled off a blinder. New box at Quality Streets. Liam?
Nice, yeah.
I turned up today and needed a bit of energy. Journey from London and opened the box. Nothing in there, Andy.
It's a bad start to the day, that.
Consumed
Really
by those that have been before in the last couple of days. Here comes Tymal Mills then. He's been a wonderful reintroduction back into T20 cricket for the England team. Bowling his first over of this game up against Matthew Wade. 41 for 4 Australia, guiding the ball just in front of point. They'll come through for a single. 42 for 4 now then Australia. Wade to 11, and we're into the 11th over. So looking at their lineup, Liam, what could Australia hope for from this stage, do you think?
I think maybe knocking it around for a few more overs, and you're hoping that Finchy can bring out some of that magic that you used to see quite a lot of when he scored very quickly and scored a lot of runs. Yeah, maybe a bit of a platform and then go hard the last 5 and get a decent score of maybe 140.
Hop and a skip from Tymal Mills, the left armour, bowling over the wicket to Finch, who clips the ball out to deep square. They'll sprint through for 1, but we'll settle for that as the throw comes in. 43 for 4, Finch to 21 off 30 deliveries. Tymal Mills 2 for 17 from his 4 overs against West Indies, and 3 for 27 against Bangladesh, bowling some good pace as well in that game.
Mills, I think in world cricket, his top end speed to his slow ball, it's got to be the biggest difference in world cricket. Yeah, I'm happy for him to come back and perform. He's credit to himself to get into the stage again.
The left-hander Wade forward press and defends, pats the ball back down the pitch. Fairly green covering on this fresh pitch in Dubai. It's just been rolled in there.
Same 140, that seems a long way away right now.
It really does. especially with the England attack as it is, it just keeps coming at you. We've got Adil Rashid to come back in as well, Moeen Ali. Just going through all those wickets once again.
After Wade now, like, it's not that scary, the batting lineup, to be honest.
Goes over the wicket back, and cut away down to third, and that will fly away to the boundary. Moeen Ali not able to cut it off. They're just checking whether that's a 4 or a 6. I think Nitin Menon has just signalled before, but let's confirm this now. They're going to take a look upstairs. Yeah, bouncing into the advertising sponge. That flew off the bat of Matthew Wade. I mean, we have seen it from him, especially in BBL cricket. Anything sort of wide of his off stump, he's happy to flay his hands through. But banging that one in, Tymal Mills. First boundary in a long time, Andy. 47 for 4. Australia in the 11th. 2 more balls left of this over as Mills steams in, bangs it in again. This time Wade manages to guide it down to third man, but looked in all sorts of trouble there. It kind of spat off the pitch. It looked like at one stage he was looking to get out the way of it. But somehow manages to guide it down for a single.
Fenced it off, yeah. Not the most pleasant shot to watch, but he got it away, got off strike. Finchy back on strike, and as I said, hopefully Mills can go hard at Finchy here, put him under pressure and make it play false shot, and it would be a big wicket at this stage.
Shirt hanging out for the left armour as he pushes away now into his stride. Bowls short, but a slower ball to Finch, who just stands his ground, allows it to go past him down the leg side. Will be a wide. 68 miles an hour, that one.
Such a huge drop. To go from his 90, his top end, to 68.
That's interesting. They've got a backstop currently for Aaron Finch. There's a man down at fine leg, deep backward square and a deep mid wicket.
I don't fancy paddling, so I'm thinking it's for the one round the old helmet, maybe for a top edge, or yeah, Finch is not one to get down and try and ramp it.
I'm not entirely sure the graphics right on that occasion. As Mills comes round the wicket to the Australian captain, who steps forwards and drives the ball to mid-off, no run. Yeah, you can see there that there was a third man on the boundary in position, so I think the graphic that we normally see to the bottom left of screen.
I think it might just been a fan with a shirt on in the background there, walking around the ground.
49 for 4 after 11 overs then, Australia. That first over from Mills going for 8, Wade on 17, Finch on 21. We know Matthew Wade has opened batting quite a bit in the past, so plenty of experience behind him. The right-hand, left-hand combination. Finch just needs someone to stay with him.
You know, with these two, both competitors, Finchy and Wade, they'll scrap away. Still being positive, trying to play strong shots, hit the bad ball away and keep rotating the strike, and as I said, put a platform in. But they don't want to leave it for too many of the guys coming in. These are the guys who've got to do the damage and put the score on the board.
Livingstone continues around the wicket to Wade, who turns it away to square leg. Come through for 1, moves to 18. 50 up then for Australia. 4 wickets down in the 12th over. Livingstone having gone for 10 into his 3rd. It's been very useful, as you say. Forced his way into this side as a batter, but great that he can provide those useful overs with the ball as Finch is forwards and manoeuvring the ball to mid-wicket for a single.
Notice that Stewie's not in the room watching the game now. He's
he's disappeared.
Nipped off somewhere.
He's gone to burn his Australian passport.
Come back with a St George's Cross tattoo.
Dual nationality, of course, now. Stuart Law.
We get 3 lions like KP and Freddie did. Maybe that'll be on his arm.
Just to prove their allegiance as Wade carves the ball to extra cover, diving away to his left. The England captain Eoin Morgan there, no run. You use the word scrappy for Matthew Wade. That is the perfect word to describe him, isn't it? He's mongrel.
He's dangerous as well. He can hit such a clean ball.
As he advances, looks to launch Livingstone down the ground, not able to get it past. Jason Roy is on the boundary, and more smiles for England as they have another. Matthew Wade looking to up the ante, but completely mistimed.
I'm happy to be wrong on that point. He doesn't hit a clean ball. More than happy to be wrong. That's a big wicket now. Obviously coming in, maybe Agar next, and then you've got Cummins, but not specialist batsmen. So the pressure's really on Australia now.
Is that good bowling? Was he deceived there?
I think he is. Maybe took the pace off, put it outside wide, and made him actually hit the ball hard rather than just time it. I think it's clever bowling. It's clever cricketer, Liam. Thinks about the game a lot. Obviously talented with the bat and plays free, but in the bowling I think he's a little bit more savvy and switched on with that.
18 for Wade, Australia 51 for 5 in the 12th over. Woes continue as they search for their first T20 World Cup trophy. They've come up against England, who have made things look pretty easy so far in this tournament. I think even to their surprise, you know, they would have backed themselves coming into that first game against the West Indies, blew them away for 55. The win against Bangladesh, which could have been a little bit tricky, but that was a comfortable win in the end. Jason Roy outstanding at the top. And now here against Australia, who you would feel one of the harder teams to beat in the group, as Livingstone is in against Ashton Agar, who's been brought into the side in place of Mitch Marsh. The left-hander comes forward, defends the ball to the offside.
I think at the start of the tournament, it's by no means that Morgs and the lads thought the games would go this well. They thought it was going to be tough, back themselves.
Agar driving the ball to extra cover, no run.
They backed themselves to win, but obviously they prepared each game as a tough challenge, and they've played well, but I feel they probably didn't expect the first two games and this one so far to be as comfortable as they are.
Just looking at the wicket again, Matthew Wade. He got to picture the ball, but just unable to time it with his bat swing.
What you call a good old cloth.
Yeah,
Cloth
that's exactly right. It sounded a bit clothy as well as let's look at the reaction of Livingstone. It looked like his eyes were about to pop out of his head. The way he celebrated that wicket. It meant a lot. He's got one more over left as Adil Rashid is back in. What a performer he's been over the years for England. Just backs his own ability in any situation as he comes in now to the Australian captain. Bowls on the stumps, and that's turned to mid-wicket. As Rashid chases after the ball, no man in position there. As just get a single, 52 for 5, Finch to 23. Not phasing any situation. Rashid had to open the bowling this evening against David Warner and Aaron Finch, two very good players of spin. Not going to get a lot of turn with that new ball, and he was able to bowl in good areas. What did that first over go for, Andy? Is just assessing his field now. Rashid, he's got a man at deep backward square. Almost a long leg as he comes into the left-handed Agar. He's got slip position, and it's an inside edge onto the pad as it trickles over to the offside. No run.
First over went for 6, Finch hit the 5th ball for 4. Other than that, with 3 dots and 2 singles.
Yeah. So spins himself a catch. Now forwards past the umpire on an angle to Agar, who's forwards and bat pad together as he's angling it down onto the ball. No run. Jason Roy positioned at long on. Chris Jordan's slip is Rashid is in, the one that goes straight on, and nearly Agar back into his crease, guiding the ball to extra cover, nearly zips straight through.
Stick or twist now, isn't it? You can't just keep trying to knock the gaps. You're going to have to make a play soon, and as I said, if they're scraped to 100, what's that going to do? So
Ashton Agar's not necessarily the sort of player that will just keep hitting necessarily. Is Rashid in again, googly to Agar, cutting out to deep point for a single. He's off the mark then, 53 for 5, one more ball left of this over. It's just gone for 2 for Rashid. I've always felt that 7 for Agar is probably a bit too high. I'm not sure about the balance on the side when he's batting at 7.
yeah, he can strike the ball. Obviously decent batsman, but yeah, maybe in international cricket, yeah, maybe One down maybe is option.
As she goes to Finch, inside edge. Doesn't read the googly onto the pad. The end of the over, 53 for 5 after 13. Just 2 from that one from Rashid. Finch 23, Agar 1.
Yeah, just on Agar as a batsman in all T20 cricket, international and domestic, averages 16. Averages don't mean a lot, particularly batting in the middle order, but his strike rate is 113, and in international T20 is just under 104, so only just over a run a ball. So he's not really the kind of player to add that acceleration from the lower middle order. I mentioned earlier on how Australia's 5 to 11 have been amongst the least effective in the top level international T20. They've always been the slowest scoring over the last 5 years, so it's been a structural weakness in their team, and when they lose early wickets, it's seriously exposed.
Livingstone round the wicket to Agar, handling it in, again diving to his left off the ball is hit back in that direction.
It's turned out to be a great spell this by Livo. They said the Australians probably would have thought this is a guy we can target, but
Agar back in his crease, working it wider this time to mid-wicket as Livingstone comes round. Come through for 1, moves to 2. 54 for 5 Australia in the 14th over. Finch 23 from 34 deliveries. How does he look to play this? Does he look to try and take the attack to Livingstone? Bowling over the wicket, Livingstone into the pitch. Finch cuts it away in front of point, out to deep cover. Moeen Ali to his left. Takes the ball and throws it in. They'll pick up just the 1 from that. 55 for 5 Australia. Finch to 24. Not able to get it away. Completely strangling this Australian line-up England. Livingstone with his blonde hair bowling round the wicket. A bit of spin on that occasion. Cut out to deep cover. Bit of off spin as he comes through for the 1. And Australia have moved to 56 for 5. They move past the West Indies with their opening score of this tournament as Stuart Law returns and Finch tucks the ball over to the leg side off the front foot. Livingstone retrieving the ball, sprinting towards it, taking in another single for Australia. 57 for 5. He's got a big grin on his face, Stuart Law.
his eyes look a bit red though.
He's come back with his English passport. Ashton Agar guiding the ball to point no run. Another good over from Livingstone. He's bowled his full quota now. 1 for 15 from 4 overs, just the 4 singles from that one. Damage has been done already with Australia, and they're just figuring out how to get themselves into... Well, I mean, you would think from here England are going to chase down anything, but what can they take out of this game? They've just got to get to the best possible score they can. Run rate obviously will play a part, but 57 for 5 from 14 over, 6 to go. Finch on 25 from 36. They want Finch to probably bat through to the 20.
Maybe Australia, maybe it's one of them really, really low totals. Maybe they get themselves out now, because sometimes you get them really, really low totals where you just don't know whether to stick or twist. Maybe
There's
that's the option.
Way. Here comes Mills. Pushing forwards, a gentle jump in the air as he's into his run. Bowling a slower ball, but punished down the ground by Aaron Finch. Some disdain in that shot. Bowled at 70 miles an hour. Not a lot of foot movement, but it was in the slot for him to just serve one back to Mills. First boundary in a long time as Stuart Law comes in for...
You're relentless today, Ish, I tell you.
Just saying it how it is.
No, true, yeah, very good. To win these tournaments, you need a loss. Just to give a bit of perspective to how well you have been playing.
29 to the Australian captain, 61 for 5 is guided beautifully out to deep cover. Jonny Bairstow on the chase to his right, but can't catch it. And Finch starting to unleash here. 33 after 38 deliveries, faced 65 for 5 into second ball of the 15th. Or
It's our best over so far.
I think it might be, you know.
Yeah, just 3 boundaries in the first 14 overs, 2 and 2 balls.
Oh, look, and the other thing you've got to take into consideration, England have been excellent. They've been outstanding in their execution. The bowlers have bowled beautifully to plans. Morgan's changed it around. Liam Livingstone's come in and stopped them scoring, taken a wicket. Everything they touch has turned into gold.
Finch ferociously chewing his gum as Mills round the wicket. Beats the edge of Finch, looking to guide it down to third. A good length delivery, full pace. Warm conditions in Dubai, plenty of sweat on the forehead of Tymal Mills, putting in for his team.
So a little on Mills. We were talking about his slower balls earlier on. In the CricViz database, 42% of his deliveries have been over 140 miles an hour, and 31% have been under 120 miles an hour. So there's that huge difference between his fast balls and his slower balls, and bowls a lot of those slower balls very effectively.
Mills short. Finch pulls to mid-wicket, finds its way to a wideish mid-on. Chris Jordan cleaning up. Come through for a single, not in control of that shot. 34 to Finch. It's a good ball in his armoury. It's the one that removed Chris Gale, which I thought was actually a key ball in that first game for England, because I think Chris Gale was on the verge of starting to do something pretty punishing.
Which he does have a habit of doing, Chris.
He does, and it caught him high up on the bat as here comes Mills again to Agar, who's on 3, the left-hander. Taps his bat down, tucks the ball away to square leg for a single. So Agar to 4, 67 for 5. Don't forget, you can watch highlights during this game on the BBC Sports website and app. Just go to the text commentary page on the cricket section of the website and you'll find the clips there. Plenty of highlights from the whole tournament, which are up on the site now, and we'll have another double header tomorrow. Afghanistan against Namibia first up, and then a crucial one in India against New Zealand. Both of those teams having only played just the one game so far in this tournament. Here comes Mills for his final ball of the over, and Finch ducks underneath a short one. He stares back at the umpire, hoping for him to signal a wide, but it's not given. 67 for 5 after 15 then. Agar 4, Finch on 34. What can Australia muster? A few words from you, Stu.
Yeah, thanks. 10 runs coming off that over, which is Australia's best of the innings so far, surely. Didn't lose a wicket as well, which is also another bonus. Finch starting to find his feet. I sense that he's incensed with his batting effort so far from his teammates, Ashton, Agar and himself. Ashton Agar can bat. He's more than capable of scoring some runs. They just need to put together a partnership. Five overs left. If they can get another 10 and over from here, we'll just get them above that 115. If they can get 120, you never know. The wicket doesn't look that easy, although whether that's England are bowling really well or Australia batting really poorly. But you never judge a pitch until both teams have batted on it.
Thank you, Geoffrey Boycott. 67 for 5 then. 5 overs to go. Chris Jordan's coming back. Agar, of course, he can bat. You'll never forget that innings at Trent Bridge. Slightly different circumstances, let's be honest, but he's 4 not out at the moment. Finch 34. There's 5 overs to go. And Jordan goes round the wicket and bowls to Agar, stands up, just defends that, blocks it out to cover. The dot goes in the book as Morgan fields. Warner 1, Smith 1, Maxwell 6, Stoinis a duck, Wade 18. The men that have been dismissed so far, they simply never got going really. 7 for 1, 8 for 2, 15 for 3. And already starting to get in trouble there. 21 for 4. And there's not really anywhere to go after that. 67 for 5 now.
That was all inside the power play.
Yep, indeed. And this is pulled away, not really timed, but he's got it away down to long on as Jordan went shorter this time. There you go, I'll pick up 1 to go to 5. 5 from 13 balls. Yeah, Justin Laing has not quite got the smile we've seen on his face in the last couple of games, if I'm honest. Dave Warner looks like he's chewing a wasp. 68 for 5. Conversation between Morgan and Jordan.
Be a pretty happy one. That's for sure. Yeah. What are you bowling here? I'll just run in and let it go.
Yeah, I think so. He's played some nice shots though, Finch, hasn't he?
He has.
He's got a bit of rhythm back to his batting, I think.
Oh, look, he'd be disappointed, you know, with what the team's doing right now. So he's got to make something of it.
Jordan runs it in bowls. Jim is on the back foot. Just pokes that away out to Woakes at deep point. One more run, 35 to Australia's captain. 69 for 5, that run rate, not reaching 4.5 yet. So really battling up against it.
It's getting there though. It's getting there slowly. Slowly we're building.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you got something. I mean, it's just. Yeah.
Well, we didn't get 55. You know, Ish was giving it to me before about we're targeting 55. So we've.
Yeah, you've beaten that.
We have. We're right through that. We're pushing onwards now. See if we can get 100.
Well, you just never know, dear. Anything can happen. Jordan round the wicket, bowls, and Agar slams that into the offside. Hit it very hard indeed. A terrific shot. Ball burst through Morgan's hands. There's a new tin of Quality Street arrived. Look at that. And Ish has discovered it. Whoever knows for these. Well, a full tin. We're sitting in this room in Salford, so we're sort of keeping each other going, really. But where's that come from?
It won't be full in a minute, by the way.
No, it won't. Well,
she's
tucking
dishing
it.
them out.
I know. She had all those crisps the other day as well. 70 for 5 with 2 balls to go in the 16th. And oh no! I put one down. I've dropped it. I was caught unawares. That's a ferocious slip chance. Here goes Jordan. Bowls outside the off stump. Finch on the back foot slices that for 4. Through it goes through third man and down to the boundary. The question is, what's your favourite? See, she's thrown me there one that I'm not very keen on. I don't like those ones. I like the orange one.
Well, did she caught it better than you, actually?
She did, actually. She caught it rather well. No, they're toffee ones. Nice sort of strawberry one.
See Aaron Finch there on the back foot. His favourite shot's really cut shot.
Thank you.
Chris Jordan getting wide off stump. That's where Aaron Finch likes them.
It's quite a smart reflex catch, actually, to be fair. Gua going to her right. 74 for 5. 1 ball to go in the 16th over. Finch on 39. Finch dips at the knee. Jordan runs in, bowls him very full, squeezed away through point. And so 1 more run. 75 for 5. And they were, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 off that over of Jordan's.
England have now bowled 50 overs in the tournament and are going at less than 5 and over. It's 4.9 per over. And bear in mind that over the previous 4 balls of T20 World Cups, they were going at 36 runs and over. This is a significant improvement.
Yes, that's a good point, actually. Well done.
I think they've only conceded 3 sixes so far in those 50 overs, which of course is 1 fewer than they conceded in the last
over
4 balls. The last one.
For old Ben. Agar 6, Finch 40, and Woakes coming back now. Great figures, 2 for 7 from the 3 overs that he bowled. He broke the back of the top order. Look at Warner, Maxwell, Jordan nipped him with Smith. He's timed pull shot, very good catch though from Woakes, so he's all over this game at the moment.
Well, he's got his handprints all over it, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Bowled well in the game previous to this one, and he's come out tonight and just carried on.
So 2 for 7. He's bowling his last over, 75 for 5. He goes over the wicket and bowls short. That's swatted away into the leg side by Finch. And, goes straight to Roy, so they take 1 run at a deep mid wicket. 76 for 5. Australia put into bat by England today. No real surprise about that. It's just the way to go at the moment. We'll see what the pitches are like a little later on. But 76 for 5 at the moment. Bowling wise, Rashid 1 for 19. He's finished. He's bowled his 4. Moeen hasn't bowled a ball yet.
I think if Finch stays there, he won't.
I think that's purely it. Yeah.
Oh, I'd say so.
To show how adaptable we can be. Yeah. In goes Woakes. There, and he bowls down the leg side. It'll be a wide. So Rashid 1 for 19. Woakes, well, it'll be 2 for 9 now. Jordan 1 for 15 from 3. Liam Livingstone 4 overs now, and they're really trusting him with this job in the middle. 4 overs, 1 for 15. Tymal Mills 2 overs for 18. And Moeen, who's been, well, the star really of the first 2 games, looks like he might not bowl a single ball in this innings. In goes Woakes, bowls short and slow, that's sliced away, top edge, out towards deep square leg, and it's just gone over. It's Moeen actually, who knew he couldn't take that inside the boundary edge. In fact, he dropped it standing outside the boundary. 83 for 5. That looked a bit top edgy from here. It was a slower ball, and it scooped up into the air.
Yeah.
And Moeen, well, he trod on the boundary edge. He knew he couldn't take that from within.
He kicked the rope, didn't he? Just as about to take the catch.
Yeah.
And didn't catch it, dropped it over.
Woakes again, bowls, and he's repeated the shot. This time it's really middled it. Flicking that to deep square mid-wicket, and that's gone sailing into the seats. Wonderful shot. 18 from 16 balls.
He's, as we said before, he is capable, Ashton Agar. He can hit the ball. He hits it very clean. Long, languid swing as well. And the ball before, you said, bit top edgish, but managed to carry the rope. This one, nothing other than middle of the bat, and that's gone a long way, actually.
Really did. Oh, tremendous shot.
Meters. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
Very good shot. Not the worst ball either from Chris Woakes. Bowled his best ball. Agar was up to the task, hit it for 6.
10 rows back, maybe 15.
Yeah.
Fine stroke. Some steam being let off. They've had all sorts of entertainment on the side, but some gas going off there. I think 89 for 5 as Woakes bowls full. And clipped away again by Ashton Agar. He'd only have 1 this time, though.
No, we're on the march now. Look out. 90
for 5. Well,
look out.
The run rate is, 5.3 now. It was 4.3 not so long ago.
Yeah, see, always moving forward, going all right.
They never lose it, these Australians, do they? They just sort of rap it away in your ear all the time, don't they? It's typical Australian banter.
Yeah, it's like a wicket keeper.
Just never get rid of it. It's there all the time. Here goes Woakes again, bowls. That's another top edge. Out towards Moeen. No, it's not. Oh, it's done me again.
We'll take it, though.
Oh, gee.
We'll take both those 6s.
How can that happen again? Just get me out there. Just get me. I can't commentate off the telly.
They need to put a sepia wash when they're showing.
Well, why can't you put replay on it? Why can't you put this is an action replay? It would help, wouldn't it? It's all you want. Replay. God.
If we keep replaying the 6s, we'll be right.
Oh dear. Right, this is a real ball. In goes Woakes, and he's there, and he bowls very full. He gets an inside edge. It runs away past the diving Buttler and down into the boundary edge for, what's that, 4-leg buys? Or is that 4 runs? Let's have a look at the umpire. He's waiting for a moment. He's unsure about something or other. Perhaps they're waiting for an LB decision. They are, but they're not going to review that. Pitched outside leg stump. So, taking off the 6 that I called twice, that was still an expensive over. Oh, they are reviewing it.
You can go to front on spination, please.
I'll tell you what.
Putting up pitch.
It's very, very full.
It is very full. It's pitched outside
just
leg.
Outside leg.
Yeah, it's pitched outside leg.
Smashing into leg stump, but
yeah.
Pitched outside leg.
Okay, I can see clearly hit the pad, no bat involved. You can go to the ball tracking, no bat involved.
Kumar can see clearly now.
Yeah, this is going to land outside leg.
Pitch outside. You can go to the on-field umpire.
There we go. So confirmed as
make your signal now.
As not out, and leg buys signalled. So 95 for 5, in fact, after 17 overs. Agar 19, Finch 42. And that's the end of Woakes. Then 2 for 23. An expensive over, but he did the job earlier on, however. And Tymal Mills is coming back. He's bowled 2 overs so far. Comparatively expensive given given the state of the game, but that run rate creeping up. 5.59 now, 95 for 5, 3 overs to go. And Mills goes sprinting in and bowls the right-handed Finch, who heaves into the leg side. And they'll guess one there as Roy tidies up on the boundary. 43. So Mills into his third over. This is the 18th. So what have they got? They've got Jordan and Mills then probably to finish up.
Will they bowl Moeen on the last one? No.
Interesting sound effects pick up. It sounded to me rather like a Pringles tube being opened there. How can you remain so skinny and yet eating all this stuff? 96 for 5. Then goes Mills again, left arm over, bowls a slower ball, pushed away by Agar out to point.
This being the BBC, I should point out that as well as Pringles, other 1980s all-rounders are available.
Oh, it's a very good point. Very good point. 97 for 5. Finch to 43, 47 balls. Has the time come for him to really try and take this on now?
Well, I think the intent in the first shot he played, that cleared the front leg and tried to heave it over mid-wicket for 6.
He's on the way.
Didn't quite get it, but I don't think Aaron needs a second invitation to try and take it on.
Feels the right time now. I mean, number 8, of course, will be in next. Mills round the wicket, runs in, bowls to Finch, back into his crease, and great heave there. The ball goes nowhere, all that effort, and it's actually gone backwards by about 1 foot and stopped absolutely dead. Mills is smiling. Right up there again. 97 for 5.
As Andy said before, the big change in pace between his quicker ball and his slower balls, it's incredible.
Yeah, and the deception. Out the back of the hand.
Sorry.
Very skillful. 98 for 5. Halfway through the 18th. Mills again. Rushes in, left arm over the wicket and bowls to Agar. It's pulled this. That's a very fine shot indeed, but he's going to be caught. There you go. He got hold of it beautifully. He's picked out the man at mid-wicket.
It's a shame.
Yeah, well, he's walking off there shaking his head. He couldn't have played it better, really. So I suppose it's part of the problem. He just absolutely picked out the man there at deep mid-wicket, and Livingstone takes the catch. So good stand that, but it's come to an end. Agar's out for 20.
Yeah, nice little cameo from Ashton. Agar give Australia a bit of help to get us up towards 100, 120. And as you say, that he's played that swivel pull shot beautifully. Hit it clean, straight. Unfortunately for him, just Livingstone moves about 5 to 10 metres and takes a simple catch.
Picked him out. So 98 for 6 in the 18th.
The last time Ashton Agar hit 2 6s in an international innings was in that staggering 98, batting at number 11.
Who did he hit for 6?
I can't remember.
Graham Swan,
Anderson, Broad, and
Swan
Bresman
caught him. How many did he get?
98.
98.
12, batting at 11.
It was an incredible innings. Well, it must have been Swan hit for 6. That must have been. Did play well. In comes Cummins.
So Chris Woakes didn't play T20 international cricket between November 2015 and June of this year. Since he came back, this is his 5th match, and he's yet to go for more than a run a ball in any innings in those 5 games. In his first period as an England T20 player, he went for 9.5 and over, and never conceded less than at least a run a ball in any of his innings. So we've seen he's been a player who's constantly improved through in all formats, really, and he's been superb since he came back into this T20 side.
That's what you're looking for. You're looking for the players to get better.
Yeah. 98 for 6. Cummins in will face his first ball from Tymal Mills, who's taken 1 for 21 now. It's 98 for 6. Mills goes round the wicket to the right-handed Cummins. Well, that's not a bad way to start. He's hammered it straight over his head for 6. First ball. Wow.
Look out, here we come, Ish.
But all you could say about that was it was in the slot, but for a man facing his first ball, and that wasn't a slower ball, it was just bowled at full speed. Ray Erasmus stretches his arms aloft. Well, amazing shot. That's a shot of a bowler who's a bit cross about the way his batsman have played, you know. This is the way to do it.
He is the vice captain, so he's got a point.
Yeah, well, thanks for messing it up, lads. This is what you do.
This is what you should be doing.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit about that. 104 for 6, 1 ball to go in the 18th. Cummins again. Mills runs in and bowls him shorter this time. It's on him again.
Oh, shot.
Over deep square leg. That's gone miles
big, isn't it?
back. That's huge. 12 off 2. And Pat Cummins, who is bristling here, he's saying, well, goodness sake. What's the trouble, lads? You know, why are we 110 for 6?
It's 35 in the last 2 overs.
Is that right? Cross seam that was.
We saw the West Indies yesterday. They were 5, I think 6 overs to go. They doubled their score in the last 5 or 6 overs. Nick Pooran and Jason Holder hitting 6s, and Kieran Pollard obviously came back out and hit a 6 off the last ball.
Well, Pat Cummins.
So I'm saying there's a chance.
There's always a chance. Always a chance. 110 for 6. Jordan's bowl the penultimate over. Well, I'd rather bowl at Pat Cummins or Aaron Finch at the moment.
So 57 off the first 14, now taken 53 from the last 4 overs.
Remarkable, really.
Right now he's got the highest strike rate of any batsman who's ever played the game, isn't he? 600.
I think he has. 12 off 2. Jordan's had a conversation with his captain. He's bowling to Finch, who's faced 48 balls for his 44. So 34 from the last 12 balls. Jordan's on his way. Gold necklace jangling as Finch hits him towards long off. The man there takes a very good catch. Jonny Bairstow. Haven't seen much of him. He took a very good catch there. Coming in from long off. It was low. Bit of a skimmer. And Finch is out for 44. 110 for 7.
Yeah, it's a shame you could hear the exclamation of Finch as he's hit that, the big no as it's gone straight down Jonny Bairstow's throat. So unfortunately for Finch, he didn't quite get all of that. Caught on the boundary, good diving catch running in off the boundary from Jonny Bairstow. Australia could have done with 34 off these 2 overs as well, just to give them half a chance.
They play well, but it must be so hard to know quite how to gauge an innings. You know, when you're the opening batsman, there's wickets falling all round. You're needed to stay there. It's to some extent trying to hold some sort of innings together, but you've also got to say keep scoring runs at a rate.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and the captain, you know, took the responsibility on to put something on the board, but the way England have been playing, it's nowhere near enough. But as I said before, you know, you just never know.
So 49 balls for his 44, and Mitchell Starc has arrived in the middle with 11 balls to go.
It's all right, Babe Ruth's on strike.
Ah, well, where's he going to bowl it?
Hopefully in the slot.
They're right up on the edge of the circle. Those are allowed in. The others on the boundary. And Jordan is taking 2 for 15 now. Moves in, bowls to Cummins. He's bowled him. Lovely Yorker.
Well,
He got across in front of his stumps there, looking to do something into the leg side, I imagine, but that was just right up in there, up by the toes. And that's the end of Cummins. Well, it's an entertaining 12. And he's made his point, I think. But it lasted only 3 balls.
just perfectly executed Yorker.
Beautiful.
And Chris Jordan, he's a death specialist when it comes to this sort of thing, and that Yorker pitches right on the popping crease.
Yeah. Just faded in a bit too.
It did.
Yeah, beautiful Yorker.
Gorgeous.
Perfect. That's how you earn your money at this stage in the game, bowling balls like that. 110 for 8. But Cummins goes stomping off. He might bowl rather angrily later, I think. Not sure I'd want to be facing him at the moment. Well, Jordan
Wouldn't want to face him in the nets either.
no. So Jordan's he's on a hat-trick, isn't he?
Yeah. No England man has taken a hat-trick in a T20 international.
Right. We saw an extraordinary hat-trick in the previous game, Hazaranga, when the Hazaranga, wasn't it? When the hat-trick was actually caught at long on, which it must be a rare event. It makes you wonder slightly what the batsman was thinking.
Stephen Finn had a World Cup hat-trick
had a
in
funny
the opener
one.
of 2015.
In Melbourne.
I've all been caught in the outfield.
I think you're right, absolutely right. So I think the last one was flogged out into the deep. Hat-trick ball. Zampa on strike. Jordan on the way. Bowls to him, and it's played calmly away down through backward point. He'll take a run. Probably only one. Yes, it is. And get Starc. Starc down on strike. So they've got two men who haven't really faced yet, with 9 balls to go, which is not, again, what you really want as a team looking to get what you can in these final overs. Look at that Yorker again. It was just perfect. I saw Cummins almost thinking as well, I've got to get my toe out of the way here. Yeah, terrific bowling.
As a batsman, you just walk off and say, yes, well bowled.
Yeah, absolutely. 111 for 8 is the score. Australia put into bat. They've struggled from the off. There was a flurry between Finch and Agar, and then Cummins came in and hit those 2 sixes. But it's been a battle otherwise.
Yeah, I thought Matty Wade was the big wicket. You know, that Finch and he were just starting to put together a decent partnership.
Yep. Now this is heaved away into the deep by Starc. Might get a couple here. Moeen hasn't got the strongest of arms, but actually sent them back. All, rolling into Jordan's hands. That was well fielded. 112 for 8.
Now, Pat Cummins is the 4th player to be out 3rd ball for 12 in the history of international cricket. Unsurprisingly, the others also in T20 internationals. Hassan Ali this year, Pakistan against South Africa. Sikuke Prasanna of Sri Lanka, also against South Africa in 2017. And Wesley Varese of the Netherlands against Nepal in 2015.
Some of these venues you were reading out earlier, I mean, the Seychelles match, was that home or away? I mean, you'd give anything for an away game against the Seychelles, wouldn't you? Wow.
Might make a comeback.
Yeah, 112 for 8. This is outside the off stump, and he backed away there, Zampa, so it's a perfectly legitimate delivery. Being taken by Buttler. 112 for 8. Zampa won. And Starc has one. There's 1 ball to go in this 19th over. Zampa looks around. Does that beat Robin Marler's caught 2nd ball for 6 as night watchman for Sussex?
Well, I guess if you're
stumped. He was stumped 2nd ball for 6.
3rd ball for 12 in T20. You're doing your job, really, aren't you?
You are. In goes Jordan over the wicket and bowls. Has that lovely Yorker again, but he's managed to get his bat down on this and steer it to backward point. Jordan there holding his head in his hands. He thought he'd got through. 112 for 8. Do you ever meet Robin Marler? Is something of a character, was Robin?
I didn't, but there are many around the county circuit, many stories of night watchmen going in being out for 35 off 8 balls. And
well, I don't think he necessarily wanted the job. Stumped 2nd ball for 6.
That's probably a good way to tell the coach or the captain, I'm not your man.
Yeah, absolutely. Great character. He did an awful lot for Afghanistan cricket. He was president of MCC. Late 90s, I suppose, and the presidents all, they kind of have an objective, sort of an aim of what they want to do, don't they? Yeah. I remember we were on tour in India and Robin Marler was there. So what are you doing? So I'm going up to Afghanistan. And that was really when the MCC started to focus attention on Afghanistan cricket, and I mean, there were nothing in those days.
Yeah.
And here they are in the World Cup. So I mean, all credit to Robin actually for just really homing in on that as the cause that he wanted to promote in his year as MCC president.
Well, a load of untapped talent up there as well. And,
Here's the last over. Mills on the way, and he bowls a slower ball, which is heaved by Starc over mid-off. He's got it away into the boundary for 4. Oh, he's holding his back. Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
He just gripped it there and started doing some loosening up. He's still loosening up. I think he might have tweaked something there. It was a good shot.
Swinging too hard, isn't he?
Yeah, he really put everything into that, but he immediately felt just that inside part of the back. Let's see how he goes now. 116 for 8. There's 5 balls to go. Mills goes steaming in. He bowls to Starc, who heaves that into the leg side. Didn't really get hold of it. They'll pick up 1 down to mid-on. They come out for 2, actually. Very well run indeed. Zampa doing the hard yards there.
Mitch Starc just hit that badly enough to get 2. Just trying to watch Mitch Starc, what he is doing, and because he's a massive threat with a new ball. bowling that first over.
I want to see. Yeah, unfortunately, they decided to show us a replay of something rather than Starc. So I want to see what he's doing to his back. Quite important. 118 for 8. 4 balls remain. Mills again with that little hop at the start. He's on his way now, left arm over and bowls, and that hits Starc. Takes him on the pad or the thigh pad. He runs up towards the non-striker's end. Now having a look at him. See if he feels in the small of the back there.
They've shown replays of England in the field, and they have been brilliant.
They have been good. I mean, it's not a part of their game at the moment. That the fact that they can bowl this well to a team like this without the man, probably the bowler of their tournament so far, actually bowling a single ball, it just shows the options that they've got, and they've used Livingstone as the option.
Yeah, and
he's done a really good job.
And the smarts, you know.
can't even remember. I know I had a sore neck from looking over my shoulder in the crowd. But,
So you're that end, were you?
I think I was maybe like a short third man or something like that. Yeah, it seemed obviously a long time ago now, and
Yeah.
I think it made that squad better though going forward. They're a great team, West Indies, at that point, struggling this World Cup, but yeah, obviously Stokesy learned from their mistakes, and we all did, and we've moved on.
Yeah.
And obviously looking at the guys now, it's you back them as one of the teams of the tournament.
Yeah. What was it like afterwards? I mean, I remember it just seemed to it just seemed to be impossible that Brathwaite did that. 4 sixes. You know, people would criticise Stokes for bowling in the same place and everything, and in the slot and so on. But even so, to walk out there in the last over of a final and have to do that, it was pretty amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, we seen
It's stuff of folklore, really.
Yeah, we seen last night was Asif Ali came out and just striking the ball so clean, and that's what Carlos did. Big guy, and if you give him a chance to get under it, he's going to send it into the crowd. But yeah, it takes something to come out and do that. You practice it in the nets, but to be able to do that under pressure in a World Cup final is an amazing talent to be able to do it.
Yeah. Can you remember at what point you thought, oh, hang on, this isn't looking so good? Was it the second one or the third one?
Maybe the third one. Yeah. you're just hoping to Stokesy to squeeze a few in, a few singles or something. But he bowled so well in the semi-finals. Stokesy was doing what he did. He bowled Yorkers and he executed. Disappointing, very disappointing. It's only when you a few days after you realise it was such a big occasion, you're proud to play in it, and you might. I guess some people thinking, are we going to get a chance to play in a World Cup final again? And luckily enough, a lot of us did.
Yes.
And hopefully again in this tournament, the boys make it that far.
Yeah. And dealing with anybody, I mean, you know, Stokes on this occasion, but when, I don't know, come on, coach, how do you deal with the bowler in question? Not simply Ben, although that was obviously pretty dramatic. But I wonder how you do try and restore confidence and well, not to feel guilty to start with, that you've cost your team the game. That was the first step, I guess. Yeah, no, the first thing you'd do too, you'd pick your target, and Stokes wouldn't be one you'd walk up to and say, mate, what were you thinking? No. You'd let it die down overnight and can't readdress the next day. But there's not a lot you can say in that situation. Everyone's hurting. He didn't mean to run in and bowl, slot balls to Carlos Brathwaite. So you've got to make sure that, okay, look, these things happen. This is the game of cricket. One thing we can do is learn, and Liam said it before, the boys have learnt, and my word, have they learnt well. They've come out and they know their roles really well. The death bowling it's always an issue in every team. You've got Chris Jordan now, who loves bowling at the death, has turned himself into a great death bowler. Tymal Mills does a good job as well. If they had Stokes on this side with Woakes at the top of the order, bowling through that middle period, plus his left-handed batting, it'd be an awesome thing. So they've learnt, and that's all you can do, ask them to learn.
Joffre might sneak in that team as well.
Yeah, I think he might.
Yeah, he might, yeah. He's not bad.
Right, Isha's put her Pringles down, and hope she's saved one or two for us. And she's going to come in here, because I can see England's openers walking out into the middle, and they need 126 to win this match, and surely, well, I'm not going to say put them into the semi-final, but it'd be a huge step, wouldn't it? So some thoughts from Liam about how you expect England's openers to go about this, and then Isha's coming in here.
See, these guys vastly experienced now, both good strikers of the ball, but not too reckless. So I'm hoping these guys give themselves a little bit of time and get the ball rolling and give us a bit of a platform to knock the runs off comfortably.
There's a few more left for you, Agars. So, well, you can never write off the Australians, can you? Fighting effort towards the end there, scoring 58 of the last 5 overs of that first innings, Australia, after 57 of their first 15. But Jason Roy and Jos Buttler have formed a formidable partnership at the top of the order for England in T20s now. Jos Buttler having been promoted and averaging 50, opening the batting. Strike rate's pretty good as well, over 150 opening the batting for England, and Jason Roy coming on the back of 60 odd off 38 deliveries in that last match against Bangladesh, proving that he can handle left arm spin early on in his innings. But it's going to be left arm pace that he's going to have to contend with for the first over. Mitchell Starc has got so much experience in games where Australia have fallen short in the first innings. He is going to be fired up here, a torrent of fury, trying to bring some pace to proceedings. the conditions suiting him. Will he get some swing is the question. He'll be pitching it up, that's for sure. A man that has been so good in the last couple of one-day World Cups. What can he do here? When his sider under the pump. Jason Roy to face the first delivery. He's going to have a slip in position. Point cover wideish mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, square leg and fine leg. Here we go. The left arm pace of Starc. Bit of shape as Jason Roy solidly defends the ball back to the bowler. No run.
Get that pad out the way.
Is that the advice you would have been giving him prior to
I probably would have been
walking
backing
out
away
there?
and tried to swing at it. So I think with Mitch, that's one of his strengths, bowling obviously high speed and swinging it back. It's obviously tricky to play, especially early on in your innings. So obviously try and see off this new ball and hopefully get ourselves in.
Landed a couple of blows with the bat in that first innings, Mitch Starc, as did Pat Cummins. As Starc on the approach past the stumps to Roy, who's with the ball down to fine leg, slightly more back of a length on that occasion, just wristily flicking it down as he's off the mark. Roy, England, 1 for no loss. Target of 126, England having won the toss, elected to field first in Dubai. They have happy memories there, having bowled the West Indies out for 55. Australia giving themselves a fighting chance towards the end of that innings. England at the halfway stage, I'm sure still backing themselves with the depth that they have, but you just never know against Australia. And the team talk with Aaron Finch at the start, keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. As Starc is in to Buttler, backing away but pushing the ball to cover, no run. Good length delivery on around the off stump, Liam.
Yeah, obviously the highlights coming up on our screen here of Shaheen Afridi, and that's obviously what Mitchell Starc's going to try and do today. But I said the confidence with these two guys opening the batting. Hopefully not just see the Aussie bowlers off, but put a dent in the guys up top in the power play.
Here comes Starc again. A gentle breath before he pushes away. Stern face, bowls outside the off stump, and Buttler pushing at the ball again outside, guiding it to extra cover, no run. Sort of staying planted in his crease there, Buttler. England have won their last 3 out of 4 T20 internationals against Australia, but fairly even when it comes to records. Both teams on 4 points in this competition. Chance to go top of the table on 6 as Starc steaming in. The left armour bowl short. Buttler pulls away, finds a gap as well between mid-wicket and wideish mid-on. He'll head out to the boundary. First one for England as Buttler shakes his left hand. I think it just caught the end of the bat maybe, as England moves to 5 for no loss.
As you mentioned previous, Josh just hanging back there, maybe to give him chance to play this shot. Maybe think that Mitch was going to go short and give him that opportunity to sit back and slap it through sort of cow region.
Still persisting with that slip in position, Starc. Here he comes now. Tall frame of Starc bowls full. Buttler jams it into his leg and sets off with a single, but is sent back by Roy. At the end of the over, it's 5 for no loss. In pursuit of 126. Again, just that curve on the ball. He seems to have so much more control of that white ball in his hand than the red one.
That happens to the best of us, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he seems to have great control over that, and as I said, he's one of the best in the world. Definitely him and Shaheen up there, the best 2 left-handers in the world. Very, very dangerous up top.
Lights are on at the Ring of Fire in Dubai. Josh Hazlewood will be opening from the other end, and someone who's forced his way back into this T20 lineup on the back of some really good IPL performances He's had a good tournament so far, 2 for 19 in the first game, and then 0 for 26 in that last match against Sri Lanka.
Josh Buttler has a pretty good record against Mitchell Starc. They've not faced each other that much. 62 balls in one-day international cricket. Buttler scored 64 for once out, and in T20 cricket now 21 balls, 34 runs, 1 wicket. And we saw in the World Cup semi-final, Liam, England really attacked Starc early on.
As Hazlewood is in. As Roy advances, this time he's attacking Hazlewood first ball as he plays that away to the boundary at deep mid-wicket, bisecting those 2 fielders again at mid-wicket and mid-on, and Roy is away with his first boundary, moves to 5-9 for no loss.
Chasing a target around about 220, so sort of similar, sort of moderate score in 50 over cricket, and went hard at Starc in his really throughout. He went for 72 runs. Was that a kind of specific strategy because he's such an effective wicket taker, to try and attack him early?
They must have discussed that in the batters meeting.
As Roy is back and across inside edge onto the pad, zoning in on the stumps, Hazlewood, as that heads on down to fine leg. Come through for 1, 10 for no loss in the second. I seem to remember, I think it was a flick over to the leg side by Jason Roy for the bowling of Mitch Starc in that semi-final, and it was so audacious.
Yeah.
And
I think with
flicked it away for 6. It was incredible.
The good bowlers, you can't let them bowl to you. They get comfortable, and if you hanging back in your crease trying to be tentative, you're more chance of getting out. The guys are so good up top, then I thought maybe you just take their best bowler down and put him under the pump early.
Win predictor, Australia, 15%. There's some hope there, Stu. Here comes Hazlewood coming in on an angle past the stumps to Buttler, who's fending at the ball, hits the inner part and flies on down to Mitch Starc at fine leg again. So they come through for another 1, 11 for no loss.
Similar to Woakes in the first innings, the ball's still nipping around. Hazlewood, Starc and obviously Cummins, the latter two, the right arm overs, hit the seam really nicely, so it's not that easy up top against these guys. So yeah, show intent, be positive, but also be watchful early on.
Yeah, it'd be ideal to keep wickets intact. Of course, batting second, you have the benefit of knowing what score you need to get, so you can calculate how many risks you need to take at different stages, where it may be a bit harder when you're batting first. Is Hazlewood sets off once more, bowls to Roy, struck on the back leg as the ball heads towards point. No run. Just cramping him for room there, Hazlewood, with that nip off the pitch back into him.
I think with such a low score, you have time. You don't have to stress too much about getting a few dot balls. Every time you survive as well, you've seen the ball a little bit better. Give you a chance to hit the ball in the middle of the bat as the game goes on.
Height difference of David Warner and Josh Hazlewood as he tosses him the ball. Hazlewood in now past the umpire to Roy, advancing and guiding the ball down to third man. Hazlewood bowling a good length, just bring it back a touch on the off stump as Roy moves to 6, 12 for no loss. David Warner sporting some handlebars reminiscent of Merv Hughes back in the day.
Looks in better nick than Merv Hughes.
This is true, looking very fit as David Warner, as the rest of the Australian team do. Shoulder shimmy from Josh Buttler, looking to ramp the ball down to fine, misses the ball. Wade diving to his left, stopping it, but it parries down to fine leg. He'll retrieve it and come through for 1, 13 for no loss England after 2 overs. So 113 required from 18 for England to go to 6 points and unbeaten in this tournament. Roy on 7, Buttler 5. Like that combo, Liam?
The two up top for us guys? Yeah, I do. England have got people available, like Jonny could step up and open the batting, but I think Jonny also plays the spinners in the middle order better than Roy does. So yeah, these two up top are hard to bowl at. England just spoiled for choice. A few guys could step up and do that job, but anyone the guys pick up top, I'm pretty happy with.
They hunt as a pack to Australia. Here comes Pat Cummins. Their test lineup. steaming in now to Jos Buttler, who's back into his crease, looking to work it leg side, go down the leg side. Angled in from Cummins, so I'll have to re-bowl that one. Shake of the head from the Australian, quick 14 for no loss. He's someone who can make things happen, Pat Cummins. I mean, they all can, to be fair, but you just saw the way he came out in that first innings, launching 2 sixes off 2 balls. Past the stumps now to Buttler, who tucks the ball to mid-wicket off the front foot, just wristily working that ball away. No run. 87 miles an hour. Pat Cummins.
Yeah, very dangerous cricketer. Obviously, Cummins one of the best bowlers in the world. I think of late he could always hold the bat, but he showed in the IPL how dangerous he can be with the bat. Coming out striking 2 sixes back to back is never easy, especially with the talent of the bowlers. So
it's something he struggled with a little bit more, though, is his bowling in the IPL. But in this tournament so far, 1 for 17 and 2 for 34 from his 4 as he's into Buttler, who's backing across and clipping the ball out to deep backward square leg on the chase, fine leg. Doesn't beat Ashton Agar out there. As Adam Zampa converges on the ball, they'll come back. And it's a no ball signalled. So
it's a shame.
3 for England plus the extra run of the no ball. Yeah, we're seeing the front foot quite clearly over that front line. And Pat Cummins, the offender, not good for Australia, who don't have that many runs to play with as it is. 18 for no loss. And Jason Rory is on strike. Where's he going here, Liam?
I don't know if he's going to run at him or maybe sit back and try and flat bat it over Cow maybe. But I don't know, J-Roy, I don't know. He has his own mind and does what he wants to do.
I'm going run at him.
Yeah, run at him.
Yeah.
It's amazing the old no balls and stuff, because people think you should practice it so much, but maybe when it's more intense and the pressure's on, it's amazing that how many international players do step over the line.
Can change the field, of course, because batters have changed. It's a slower ball through to the keeper. Well bowled from Pat Cummins. Back of a length. And Jason Roy looking to slap it back. He decided to stay in his crease. Opened up that left leg and then completely deceived as he tried to forehand tennis stroke it to the leg side.
I think with the way that came off the pitch, maybe the Aussies are going to start thinking we might have to use a bit more cutters. It sort of gripped a little bit. Obviously deceived J-Roy, but I guess it was a free hit and he was just thinking 6-6-6, so sometimes you get stuck in that mind.
Here he comes again. This time he advances and that has been smoked over deep mid-wicket. Got hold of that one, did Jason Roy, and now a big smile on his face as he looks at his partner. The England dugout appreciate it as well as England move to 24 for no loss.
Yeah, it was a great shot. I always like to watch J-Roy bat because even when he puts it into cow corner, it always looks like a correct cricket shot. It's never really a slog. Sometimes it's like Jonny, who just brute force puts it out the ground. J-Roy always looks so elegant and classy, even when he does slog it.
It was a full extension as he got through. Almost hit the toe of the bat as he climbed into it.
It's a good middle on the toe of that bat.
Determination on his face now. Cummins goes wide. Jason Roy stepping away, having to reach for the ball and jams it into the pitch, no run. Just seeing the real-time replay of that, and
great sound off the bat.
It sounded good, didn't it? Jos Buttler with the glove punch.
Watching the England boys from afar, you just see how much fun they have playing the game. It's always good to see that. The team's obviously a special team. They're all close and they have been for a while now, and that goes onto the pitch. Everyone's happy for every other player succeeding.
Roy still in his crease, this time whipping the ball out to deep mid-wicket for a single. No foot movement whatsoever as they push back for 2, and they'll get back comfortably as well. Ashton Agar with a throw, 26 for no loss. One more ball left at this third over. It's been a good start for England. Roy to 15 off 10, Buttler 8 from his 8 deliveries. What do you think the kind of vibe in the camp will be? Because playing the 50 over World Cup in England, probably a little bit more pressure. You were the favourites, whereas in the UAE going into the tournament, maybe second favourites. As final ball of the over, Cummins is in. Jason Roy working the ball to the leg side, again off the toe of the bat, so scrambling through for the one. Stoinis rushes in at mid-wicket.
I don't know, I feel in that World Cup that obviously we won, it wasn't really talked about too much. It was just like we're excited that we've got people watching us from our home country, we're playing in our home country, and sort of cliche, you play every game as it comes, but it's exactly what they're going to do now. They're not going to have any perceived thought about we're going to win this team, we're going to win this team. They're that professional and still willing to improve every individual there that'll just turn up and try and perform. It's great if you're one of the best teams in the world and you get that added pressure. A lot of these guys thrive on pressure and enjoy playing in that environment.
Through the way they've played though so far, they haven't necessarily been tested. 27 for no loss after 3 overs, target of 125, Roy 16, Buttler 8. We see Ashton Agar in the 4th over coming into the side in place of Mitch Marsh. They've won their first 2 convincingly, and they've got off to a good start in the chase here in their 3rd match, whereas in that World Cup there was a stage where you might have been knocked out of the tournament.
Yeah, you're hoping if you do have a bad game and you lose it, you're through, or it's not so far in the competition that you get knocked out. If you have a bad game, you still can come back and win the next games and get through, and you don't want to peak too early, but you also want to win every game.
Here comes Ashton Agar, left arm spin. Jason Roy into out, playing it to long off, who's quite wide for a single. Roy to 16, 27 for no loss. Guiding that out there as if he was playing a little net shot in badminton. Ashton Agar, 28 years old, nice. T20 ranking of number 7.
Some glistening off his head there, nice shiny bald head.
Seen a few of those this evening. Tymal Mills springs to mind as Jos Buttler crouches, shimmies and tries to work the ball around the corner like he was using an oar as a rower. It's down the leg side, back into his crease and playing the ball to extra cover on this occasion.
Where was his boat going?
On a roundabout, it's going round.
Down the stream. Buttler advances, this time into out to mid-off. Scramble through for 1. 30 for no loss England, Buttler to 9. Well, he's been calmly going about his business. Jason Roy has been doing all the attacking. In fact, I think there's a stat, Andy, of Jason Roy being the fastest out the blocks in the first 10 balls of his innings in world cricket. It's forward press, into out again, out to that long off fielder. Again, positioned very wide out there. Glenn Maxwell. Roy to 18, 31 for no loss. They'll come through for 1.
I like the way that England have gone about the business here. I think if it was 220 or 50 all out, they go about the business the same in, day out. Just positive intent. Good shot, good strong shots.
Agar bowls. Buttler advances this time and he picks up 6. That has been smacked into the 2nd tier. Served up on a plate for Buttler. 37 for no loss.
Stewie's just come back in with his England jersey on. So.
He's given up now, surely.
So one of the best in the business are doing that. Jos is so hard to bowl to, never let you settle as a bowler, as a seamer or as a spinner, and obviously a clean strike there, 91 metres, which is quite small for him, I guess.
Final ball of the over. England on the offensive as he guides it to extra cover, no run. Just zoning in a bit quicker on that occasion, Ashton Agar, for that final ball. It went long, high into the night sky. You've got to be careful if you're in the stands when Buttler and Roy are going.
Good arm throw back. Lefty.
A few spectators dotted around.
I think if Australia are going to do any damage in this game, I think it's time that Hazlewood or the next few overs they need to pick up a few wickets and obviously put that pressure back on England.
Well, Zampa's been their ace in the pack, hasn't he, for the last couple of years, but he doesn't have a lot to play with. 89 from 96 required for England. An incredible depth to their batting, and Roy is going nicely on 18. Here comes Hazlewood again. It's tall frame, bowls, good line of length, and Roy defends for extra cover. Yeah, it's a strong shot down the ground from Buttler. His first real release shot of the evening. It's down to 8% now, Stu, after those hefty blows. Deep backward square for Jason Roy, and third man, as well as a wideish slip as Roy is stepping away and playing the ball to mid-on. As Hazlewood follows him. I'll come through for 1, 38 for no loss into the 5th here. Roy's at 19. Third match for both teams in this T20 World Cup. Australia having picked up 2 wins. Same for England. Chance to go to 6 points in Dubai. England doing it comfortably at the moment, making the most of this power play. Dew is probably well set in. Required rate of 5.62. Hazlewood shuffles forwards. He moves in now. Buttler steps back, this time squirting the ball between cover and extra out to the deep cover boundary, and Steve Smith will be able to collect it and throw it in inside the rope. They'll push back for 3 though. Really just tried to scoop that out. Full delivery from Hazlewood. Buttler picks up 3.
Not sure if Hazlewood was that accidental or you go searching for wickets because you need him at this point, but the crowd love an old accidental Yorker. But I'm backing Hazlewood's talented enough to bowl the Yorker at will.
How many of yours were accidental?
A lot of them, yeah. Especially in Champo cricket.
41 for no loss England, 85 from 93 required. Jason Roy advancing and guiding the ball to point. They've come through for 1, and Buttler will get through as the throw is sent in from Steve Smith, who's hobbling away there. Doesn't look happy. Take a look at that again. Coming around to his left.
He's got his spike stuck in the ground maybe, and got a little twist of the knee, which is never nice.
Even if the ball had hit, Buttler was safe. I think he's okay at the moment. He's remaining on the field anyway. He hasn't ushered the physio on, so gentle break in play before Hazlewood is ready to go again. Buttler on 18. Steps back, plays the ball out to deep backward square. As again they'll push back for 2. That is good running. Good pressure on the fielders from England. Almost stayed low, that one from Hazlewood, angled in again to the right-hander. He had to get his bat down in time.
Still managed to middle it, which is nice.
Yeah.
Not looking great for Australia, to be honest with you. It's a great start from England, obviously a great platform. I think England, they're not really looking to respect the bowler, any particular bowler. They're just playing the ball as it is, which is obviously the best players in the world do.
Ace 2 of 91, Buttler 20, Roy on 20 as well. Buttler on less deliveries, 14 that he's faced. Final ball of this 5th over then. England finding it easy at the moment as this is pummeled away to the boundary. One bounce into the fence over at deep mid-wicket for Jos Buttler, stepping away, banging into the pitch, Hazlewood. And Buttler does not miss out. England to 48 for no loss, 78 from 90 required against Australia. Roy on 20, Buttler 24. A few more words from you, Liam, and then Jonathan Agnew.
Stewie's waving the white flag, which is always a good sign. No, I think England couldn't have wished for a better start. A great first half, and the way they've started the batting innings has been outstanding. 2 class players and a great platform for the innings.
Yeah, aren't these two so destructive? You know, really, where do you bowl at them? I loved your comment about Jason Roy and the way that he makes even those sort of a shot that might look a bit of a smear from others, but actually he doesn't. It's something, I don't know, very theatrical, and he does make those shots look pretty and elegant somehow.
I think with both these batsmen, I've bowled a lot of them in the nets. It feels like when they're on, they're on. Sometimes you just can't do too much to get them out or get them off strike without being hit to the boundary. So it's obviously nice to be sat here watching them hit the ball cleanly against Australia.
How do you? I mean, might talk us during this over. I mean, when you're practicing, you have sort of right when T20 heads on today, lads are doing T20 nets or practice or whatever. We're in a tournament. I mean, they are playing these sort of shots at you in the nets. You are running in trying to prevent them. You are in a match situation trying to stop them playing like this. But the ball's obviously flying everywhere.
Yeah, I always ask for a roof on the net so I don't get put into the stands and get embarrassed by it. But.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, your confidence too. Starc goes in and bowls and that's dabbed into the offside, and very quickly Buttler responds and gets into his ground there as the throw comes in underarm from backward point. Wade there. Just gathering up as Smith moved in quickly. A bit of a touch of the gloves there. He's got a big smile on his face. But, one more run to England.
I think it makes you a better bowler.
Yes.
You're obviously bowling against the best batsmen in the world, and day in, day out, you're bowling against these guys. It makes you improve. If you don't improve, then you're not going to hang around for long.
No. The interesting point about the roof, though, I'm sure it's a bit half in jest, but it at least said you don't see it being smashed into the stands all the time.
I guess it also ricochets and comes back at you, so maybe it's...
Yeah. And do you know what plans they're doing? Are you trying to feed them certain shots, or is that more the stick thrower who's doing that?
Yeah, I think you speak in the net and like this is the first 6 or the back end, so you generally know what they're trying to do.
Starc goes prowling in and bowls outside the off stump. Oh, it's gone miles.
It's a monster.
That's almost gone beyond the ring of fire. My word, what a shot that was! Straight over long on. I mean, Buttler really. And again, it's such an effortless shot. 55 for no wicket. And that was a huge shot. He just simply cleared that left leg. It was, as we call it, in the slot, I'm afraid, from Starc's perspective. It was just beautifully in the arc, but I'm sorry, I mean, to hit a cricket ball like that. He's not got a massive backlift either. He's got 94 metres.
Steady away for him again.
94 metres. 30 from 16 balls. Starc's on his way again. Oh, he's gone again. Off he goes. Well, how far's that one gone? Moeen Rasmus has got a wry smile on his face.
The position he gets into, though, it wasn't
it
like...
It wasn't a replay, thank you.
The position he gets into it, you look like he might just flap a little bit, but he connects so well.
Slower ball, that one, too. I suspect that one might not quite have gone so far, but Starc just turns around and watches it sail into the stands. Takes a step back. 95, it's the same distance. 95 metres. Collingwood there, actually popping his head out to see how far it's gone. 61 for no wicket. It's a hammering. We're in the 6th over. Buttler's 36 from 17 balls. And where's Starc going to bowl now? Well, they have been up there for him. If he's honest. And goes Starc again, bowls much fuller. That's well bowled, and Buttler can only drive that square into the offside.
It's always good early on in the 5th order if they reverting to bowling Yorkers when obviously the batsmen are taking you down. It's always a good sign for the batting team.
Yeah, and that was well bowled. But those 2 sixes, I mean, I think of Starc's. Well, I don't know if he meant to bowl them as length or not, but it's wonderful shots. Strong man. Huge forearms. He just brings the bat down like a club. 61 for no wicket. Starc bowls short down the leg side. It's an appeal from Wade. Buttler's not interested, and neither is Moeen Rasmus. He's seen that before. Called it a wide. 62 for no wicket. We're in the 6th over, and England need 126 to win. All that batting to come. Jordan at 9. 62 for no wicket.
think Rashid 10, who's got 10 first-class hundreds.
Yep.
Just
Yep. 62 for no wicket. 2 balls to go in the 6th. Starc on his way again. He bowls right up in the slot again. It's chipped away over point. Now, I don't think it'll quite go all the way. There are 2 Australians in hot pursuit, and it's flicked back into play. And Maxwell throws the ball back up to Wade. They've taken took 3 there, didn't they? So they did. Didn't really seem a tournament for 3s. There are lots of 2s and lots of 4s and 6s, obviously, but not that many 3s. And they're a long chase for the 2 fielders, Smith and Maxwell. Warner 1, Smith 1, Maxwell 6, Stoinis 0, 21 to 4 at that stage. Australia put in. Wade 18.
Oh, was it the Moon? That was the Moon.
Nice line. The great thing about Aussies, they do also take it when they know they're in trouble. Stuart Law suggesting that the Moon we can see might have been the ball that Josh Buttler hit for 6 just now. I think it was the Moon. In goes Starc, left arm over the wicket and bowls, and now Roy tries to pull into the leg side, doesn't really get hold of that. It trickles away for a single out to the square leg area. So well, not over that Mitchell Starc will look back on with any particular fondness. 17 or thereabouts. 66 for no wicket. So 60 from 84 balls needed. They've got all their wickets in hand.
It's 18 including the wide. Josh Buttler as a T20 international opener. It's his 25th innings, heading towards 1,000 runs as opener, average just under 53 with a strike rate of 147 per 100 balls. Of the players who've played at least 15 innings as opener in men's T20 international cricket, only 1 player has a better average. That's Mohammad Rizwan. Extraordinarily averages just under 77 in 20 innings as opener for Pakistan. And in terms of strike rate, Buttler's up there in the sort of top 15 as well. So average time strike rate's quite a good measure, I think, for a top order batsman in T20 cricket, and he's up there with the best.
Absolutely. Well, Zampa's coming on. Aaron Finch chewing hard on his gum. He's at slip, and they need wickets, so they need to have a close fieldsman. Zampa bowls, and there's a reverse sweep from Roy. Hits it hard, but straight to the man at short third man inside the circle, so there's no run, but a couple of yards either side. And that would have been pinging off to the boundary, another boundary. Zampa spins himself some catches, and trots in, bowls, another reverse sweep, hits him on the pad, and it's been given not out by the umpire. Might be an air of Australia desperate to get a wicket here, and they're going to review it. What they might. Not with any particular confidence, but we'll see. Reverse sweeps always look a bit messy.
Oh, just give it air for the shot.
And,
Give it air for the shot. Terrible shot.
That used to happen. There used to be the 1 or 2 umpires would give out. I remember dear old Sam Cooke back in the day. If anyone, because he was a left arm spinner, if anyone ever swept it on the pad, boom, gone. Now, what's happening with that one?
That's going to be tight, I reckon.
It could be quite tight. I mean, it didn't look to me as if there's anything immediately horribly wrong with it. He's quite a way down the pitch, sitting below the roll. It's a question of where it struck him round about the off stump, I guess.
Yeah. Jay Roy's just seen it too on the big screen, thinking, "Oh, that could be tight."
A bit tighter than I thought. Maxwell's shaking his head. The Aussies need this. They really need it.
You reckon?
They're willing this.
We need 4 wickets in 4 balls here.
Yeah. Looking at the glove, no, I don't think it's.
I'm satisfied. No bat in all. There's a flat line as the ball past the bat.
Oh, there is. Not sure about the glove though, but anyway.
No glove.
Let's have a look. Where's this pitched? It's pitched on. This is out, I think. It is out.
Out,
absolutely. Yeah. It just pitched on. It just straightened a little bit. It's hitting the off stump. So Australia do have their wicket. Alpha Malan has to change his mind. And, well, quite right to review that. But they didn't seem very confident when they did so. But Roy is out. And England are 66 for 1. He's set them on course. He's made 22 from 20 balls. But he's fallen LBW to Zampa.
Yeah, it's a wicket that Australia obviously needed. Zampa was the pick the other night too. Man of the match against Sri Lanka, picking up 2 for 12 off his 4 overs, and he started well here again tonight. So this is where we need a bit of help, a bit of luck, and a lot of fantastic execution to even get back into this cricket match with Jos Buttler, 39 from 19. What extraordinary hitting. He's just amazing to watch.
So Malan has come in at number 3. I'll say that only because in the West Indies match he didn't appear at all, actually. But I guess in this situation, with the platform they've got, well, if it takes a few balls to get going, it doesn't matter.
And I think the way that they are playing, I don't think the net run rate's going to come into contention.
No. So Malan will take guard to Zampa. Buttler 39 from 19 balls. And Malan scrapes away there, looks at the pitch. He's played pretty well tonight, actually. A bit dusty, really.
It was really difficult to bat on first 20 overs, though.
Yeah,
really
it was, wasn't it? Extraordinary. I mean, you wouldn't think now, looking back at it, that it was doing quite so much.
Oh, it's up and down, sideways, swinging, spinning, everything.
Going on the ground. 66 for 1 in the 7th over. Zampa goes over the wicket. Malan's first ball is just prodded away off the front foot. And the ball rolls away back up the pitch, which has mysteriously flattened out ever since, really. Australia were 21 for 4. It's amazing what happened after that.
Must have been the cloud cover early on.
Yeah, those thunderstorms. 66 for 1.
I think it rained once in Dubai.
I've seen fog in Dubai. Goes Zampa again, bowls short, and that's punched away off the back foot. Malan's first run. It's picked up just outside the circle at long off. Really dense fog. Sort of winter time.
Almost like a sea frog.
Yeah, absolutely.
According to the CricViz database, that's the 32nd reverse sweep Jason Roy has attempted in T20 international cricket. He's been out 4 times to it, so one out of every 8 he's been out.
Goes Zampa again, bowls. It's a bit hard back at the bowler who fields. And there's no run.
By way of comparison, Butler's played 30 and only been out once. Malan's played 34 and also been out once. So, but outside of international cricket, Roy's played 73 reverse sweeps in their database, scored 146 for 1.
Well, what do we make of that? Someone's had a nice life logging that lot. In goes Zampa, bowls, and that's driven away, sliced away by Buttler. Out to deep point. And, actually, the keeper couldn't take that. Just bounced in a rather unexpected fashion. 68 for 1, 7 overs gone, 58 needed from 78 balls with 9 wickets in hand. That's England's equation to go comfortably top of the group with 6 points. And if it goes as we imagine, I think I'm right in saying that Australia and South Africa will be level on 4. England play Sri Lanka on Monday, which surely, if they win, to go to 8 points will put them through to the semi-finals. And then they've got South Africa as well to play next Saturday. So that's how that all works out. So it's a little bit certainly playable. But I think if England win this and beat Sri Lanka, that must surely see them through. 68 for 1. Starc resumes and bowls to Buttler, short, and he pulls into the leg side. A slower ball that didn't get up very high, so it came off the bottom of the bat and is fielded by long leg, and they take 1 run. 57 from 77 now needed. Cheering you'll hear is again, they're rather enjoying this, the commentators, I think. Butler's sixes. Got the ball's on fire there as it goes into the stand. Launch speed 140 kilometres per hour. Apex height 28.6 metres. Distance 95 metres. What if you went to Fred Truman and say, Fred, what do you think the apex height might be of that particular stroke? What he might have
launch
said.
speed, yeah.
No one ever launched one off me, you Stoinis, you say. 69 for 1. Launch speed. Is that high? 140 odd, I suppose it must be. 57 from 77 is the equation. Starc bowls very full, lovely Yorker there. Just jamming the bat down, Malan. Trickles away for Wade. Wade to pick up. I suppose the question is if you're a bowler, is the ball actually going back faster than it went down? I mean, that's not a good place to be, is it? I mean, if you bowl at 137 Ks and it's smashed back at you at 145,
You're in a world of pain, aren't you?
Oh, well, I don't think I don't think it's a good place to be.
Not far on the. They don't have stats for how far the stump flies out the ground for the bowlers either. It's always,
I like that sort of stat.
that'd be good.
Yeah, but not yet.
A tracker.
That'll come. That'll come.
Oh, well, yeah. Starc again, bowls short outside the off stump. Malan's put him away.
Sure.
I mean, that's such an effortless shot. He's so strong there. And that's where we're going to see, from an England perspective, hopefully, Malan scoring some runs this winter, because strong back foot left-handed player. That's where he plays so well.
Yeah, he won't be playing too much with the front foot in Australia. No one does.
He'll be playing that shot, one hopes, and putting it away as well as that too.
Yeah, it's a good place to bat if you like the cut shot, particularly the gabber and the whacker.
Yeah. Well, you've got 1% chance going to win predictor here.
Yeah, no, we're still there. We're still there, fighting hard.
In goes Starc again, bowls. That's flicked away down towards fine leg for a single. I guess you've got 1% simply because they're actually playing.
Yeah, we haven't walked off yet. The good news about this is the evening beer will be able to be partaken very early.
Well, it is nice to tease an Aussie every now and then. We'll see if we can get any done this winter. It might be a bit tougher, I think.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't mind it.
I know you can. You've always taken it.
I can cop it.
I know you can. And actually, you know, in my experience, Australians generally do. Yeah, they give it a bit back, but they can take it on the chin.
Well, we give it to each other, even though we're on the same team.
Yeah, yeah. And I've had my experiences of grade cricket, so I know how that can be. 74 for 1. Seems to be a power cut in the television commentary box there, I think. Rather amusing. In goes Starc over the wicket. Bowls a low full toss. Oh, Buttler smashed this. That, I think, did go back faster than it came down. A knee-high full toss outside the off-stump. Obviously looking for the Yorker, but he went out wrong. And he's just absolutely blazed that back past him.
I mean, this is just a simple case of running and trying so hard to get a wicket.
Yeah.
That you're not really in control. You're not really thinking too hard about your execution. And Josh Buttler, well, he does hit the ball.
48 needed from 73 balls, and Butler's 45 not out. Starc still going. That's short. He's flogged that away. 4 more. 1 bounce over deep mid wicket. It's ruthless.
Oh, it is.
And he's just taking him apart. 82 for 1. Starc's bowled 3 overs for 37. And Butler's 49 not out. Again, it's that step back. And then the freeing of the left leg and just take what comes, really. If it's full, he'll drive from there. If it's short, he'll pull from there.
You just said before, too, his backlift isn't very high.
No, it's not.
But his hands are so fast through the ball, and I'm not sure of the weight of his bat, but it looks a fairly meaty blade he's got as well.
Yeah.
And he's a strong man.
Imagine if he had a backlift and a follow through like Brian Lara. How far would that 95 metre 6 be then?
Out of the grandstand, over the grandstand, out of the stadium.
But no, it's all a short. But I guess that's what makes him so effective in this form of the game. Is it a short backlift? You can adjust just to various strokes you're going to play.
It's almost like a punch, and you can hit length. Which those balls that he's pulling, we're calling them a pull shot, but it's almost like a forearm jab off a back of a length ball, which the mere mortals would be trying to hit that off the back foot straight down the ground. 82
for 1. Zampa bowled a good first over. He's bowling to Malan, who's on 6. And the leg spinner goes in bowls too, but he drives that out to long off for a single. So that brings Buttler down on strike. He's on 49. From 24 balls. And 43 more are needed by England.
Well, the Aussies do this right. England should get the runs before Isha comes back on to give me an absolute serve again.
She's been very ruthless today.
She has, yeah. Came in looking forward to this contest.
And here's the next one. He's gone for 6. And there's Butler's 50. Hasn't even landed yet. There you go. He reaches his half century with a straight 6 off Zampa. It's a terrific innings, this. It's just Buttler at his best. And he's quite calm and unemotional about things. He just goes about his business. He's not one of those big smiling types. He just taps a glove. Quite expressionless, really. 55 from 25 balls.
And you know what? If you're going to get beaten like this, you want to be entertained.
Are you?
And Josh Buttler is entertaining.
Well,
the Aussies won't be liking it, but
no,
they'll be enjoying some of the shots he's played.
Yeah, it's class, isn't it? Zampa again moves in, still the slip, wide outside the off stump. He's chopped that away as well, stops on the edge of the circle. They take a single.
4 6s and 4 4s in his half century, as you said, from 25 balls. It's his 15th in T20 international cricket.
102 metres. Like that is just...
Imagine with a backlift and a follow through. My word.
No, I mean, that is incredible. 90 for 1. And that's driven again by Malan down to deep point. Is that the biggest 6 of the... You've got a little stat there that tells you that's the biggest 6 of the tournament or not. There's been 200 odd of them. But that, I mean, 100 metres.
Don't get many over 100. That was long. It's his 11th half century as opener in T20 international cricket in just 25 innings.
Zampa bowls very wide. He's reached for it though, and he's clubbed this away over cover. Testing the fielder out there again as well as Dave Warner, diving full length to his left. Tenacious piece of fielding, denying Buttler another boundary, although it was very wide. He always put his back out going for that.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a good piece of bowling from Adam Zampa. Saw him coming down the wicket and threw it wide, almost outside the wide line, and Buttler managed to reach it. Davey Warner, great bit of fielding out at the boundary.
Yeah, it was. Always getting a look with thumbs down the boo there from a young... How old's that boy? 10? He's learning young. He's giving Dave Warner a big boo.
He's obviously been taught well.
Yes. Warner's just waved back at him. 93 for 1 with the ball to go in the 9th. Zampa again runs in bowls, reverse sweep. He made it into a full toss, 4 more. Wow. Where do you bowl to Josh Buttler?
Party tricks now coming out.
Yeah. 62 from 28 balls. England need 29 to win from 66.
30 off the next one.
No drinks yet.
Then Isha won't have to come in and...
Oh, no, she's ready for you.
No.
She's ready for you.
I've got to go. See you later.
I mean, he's just going through the full repertoire now. It's been great, actually, to have all these shots in the bank and just to be totally liberated to just go out and play them.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm going to play this one now.
Yeah. So he scored off the last 10 balls. I can't add all those up.
It's a telephone number, though.
It is.
The last...
His last 10.
Oh, his last
10.
Oh, hang on, I'll just get that for you. The last 2 have gone for 14 and 16, so 30 off the last 2.
30. So his score of his last 10 would be interesting. 97 for 1, 29 needed from 66 balls. And Agar, who conceded 10 from his first, is going to have another go. He's bowling to Malan, which I think he'll be pleased about. Justin Langer definitely not looking happy now. And Agar over the wicket, moves in, bowls to him. Oh, that's caught behind. That's not a bad ball, actually. It just drifted away too. And Malan tried to drive, not a lovely catch from Wade, standing up. And so Malan, well, he fails. 8 from 7 balls, trying to drive a ball that, well, it was intentionally one that just drifted on. I'd like to have a look at that. Oh, no, he seemed to give it a bit of a spin, but it just carried on. Took the outside edge.
Yeah, beautifully bowled, Ashton. A little bit of drift, not much, just enough to get the outside edge. Malan looking to whip that down to mid-on. Matty Wade, fine edge, but Matty Wade takes a great catch beyond the sticks.
Yeah, that's a good catch.
Right, we're back in it.
Yeah, 2 down. 97 for 2 in the 10th.
Butler's last 10 balls, 26 runs, and his last 17, he scored 52.
Like it.
That's 62 off 28. That's not bad, is it?
No.
That's some going.
Well, I just don't know where to bowl him. He's having a drink at the moment, but he's very clinical. He's a bit of an Edward Fox.
Yeah.
Bit of a Day of the Jackal man. You know what I mean? He's got a sort of that very, very calm, rather ruthless assassin's face.
Can't call him the smiling assassin. He doesn't smile much.
No,
when he's
he's just an assassin. Edward Fox, one of our views from the boundary a few years ago. Told some entertaining stories.
No, he's been brilliant tonight, Buttler. doesn't matter what Australia have tried, he's had the answers and then some. You know, now he's just, as you said before, going through the full repertoire, which will set him up nicely for games to come in the tournament.
He does look so calm. It's just focused, I think, probably is the expression.
It's Butler's third fastest T20 international half century, and England's joint fastest in a T20 World Cup. Eoin Morgan had a 25-ball half century against West Indies in Palakkale in the 2012 tournament.
Well, he's leaning on his bat. Helmet, it always looks slightly large, his helmet on his head. Jonny Bairstow's the new man. Coming at number 4. And, well, should just see this out, give Buttler the strike, but just make sure the job is completed. 97 for 2, the target's 126. We're in the 10th over. And Morgan looking on satisfied, I would say. The sight of this. Bairstow. He's taking his time here.
Well, if he's not, mate, he's a hard man to please.
Yeah, well, exactly. He did actually dodge the question, I thought, quite well at the start when he was asked, are there areas in which you can improve on? And he gave it a bit of a politician's answer there. We're delighted at the way we're playing, thanks very much, sort of thing. He just didn't go into detail with that. Something going on with the stumps there behind Bairstow, and the umpire's been called in to deal with that. Agar's having a conversation with Adam Zampa about something or other.
It's definitely not about hairstyles.
No, I don't think so. They're quite contrasting. And Jonny Bairstow saying, what's going on? And,
looks like they're changing the bail. One of these Zing bails has been playing up.
The battery's playing up or something. It could be that. I like the Zingers. I'm all for Zingers in Test cricket.
Yeah, they've been a great addition, haven't they? The night games are good because they stand out in the lights and whatever, but I agree.
Brilliant for commentators.
Yeah, they
can
are.
See,
correct, yeah. Umpires.
Someone's out.
Umpires as well. Crowd sitting side on. You can see the stumps go up.
Would you have them in Test cricket?
Oh, yeah.
I think I would. They had green bails this year.
He makes the job much easier.
You couldn't see when the bails came off. They were camouflaged in the grass.
You can see these flashing. That'll do me. Come on, I'm 61 years old now. I need every help I can get. More launch. Oh, launch speed 153. This is the big one. Apex height 25.1 metres. Now Agar resumes. Bowls down the leg side. Hits Bairstow on the pad. He tries to paddle that away. Pursued by Wade. 97 for 2. That might be the new saying of the day. Apex height, referring to a cricket stroke. Agar again bowls, and it's driven out towards cover. Tumbly save there. Maxwell, and there's no run. 97 for 2. 29 more needed from 63 balls. With 3 balls to go in the 10th. Agar bowling his left arm spin, goes round the wickets, driven more firmly this time. Oh, it's a rare misfield by Maxwell. He recovers in time, but don't dare take a single to him, but a little bit of a fumble. All went wrong for Australia today when the national anthem went wrong and they had to play it twice.
You mentioned it, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a bad omen.
False start.
Yeah, in goes Agar again and bowls. Flatter one, turned away out towards mid-wicket. There were about 3 notes into Advance Australia fair, and then it stopped. And they had another go, and that was just, I think, a bad sign. Yeah. 1 ball to go in the 10th.
Massive hiccup.
Yep.
It's been one hiccup under another.
No one pressed the wrong button. I mean, it was definitely Advance Australia fair, but anyway, they thought they'd give it another go. 98 for 2 with a ball to go in the 10th. And Agar goes round the wicket. And again, a little flatter, pushed away off the back foot for a single. That'll keep Buttler the strike. So 27 more needed from 60 balls. And I'm afraid, Stuart, there's no escaping. Isha
I'm ready.
Coming in here now. Good luck. Pad up.
I have got the helmet on. I've got everything on. Is there any Quality Street chocolates left? Thought I'd get one in early-ish.
Don't worry, I've been glued to the action, haven't touched the chocolates. Not a question of if, but when now for England.
Yes.
27 from 60 required, 99 for 2 after 10. It's been a complete hammering.
There's been men against boys, Ish, they usually say. And
firstly at the hands of Roy, now Buttler, who crouches, advances to Zampa, and this has been smoked back down the ground once more. I think this is now the third tier. He's elevating as he goes. Buttler, 21 from 59 required, and brings up England's 105 for 2.
well, I think the contest now is how far can you hit the ball. The last one was 102. This one, that's only 83, sure.
Yeah.
My
Doesn't
word.
seem right, does it? I think the stand, because it's shorter, straighter, maybe the stand stopped it in its tracks.
No. He's just having a bit of fun now.
He's
Josh
just
Buttler. He's been
pulverising.
unbelievably good.
The Australian attacker Zampa is in again. He advances once more. This time keeps it on the ground as he hits it out to long on for a single. Will he just keep himself on strike? No, he's decided to take it. There you go, Jonny. Have a bit of fun at the end. 106 for 2 now.
He's
20 from 58.
Buttler struggling onto 70 off 31. On an absolute minefield, let's face it, it was. Oh dear.
That's why you were 3 down in the first 6. Absolutely. Minefield.
No, we got no excuses. We've been poor. And I think the boys will say, yep, hands up, haven't turned up tonight. England have been just far too good.
I'm just enjoying it while it lasts, Stu. Always know the Aussies are good for a comeback as Bairstow now gets into the action, and this has been slapped back down the ground. Wow. Eoin Morgan is now shaking his head. He can't believe what he's seeing, and it's just so dismissive. So easy, and the wrists almost roll as he plays the shot, Jonny Bairstow this time. The power that we are witnessing here from Bairstow and Buttler, quite incredible.
Yeah, and Roy as well. Don't forget about him.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful, clean hitting.
112 for 2 England in the 11th over. 14 required. Bairstow goes again, this time over mid-wicket, gets down on one knee.
8 required.
It's carnage in Dubai. A gentle wink as he pumps the glove of Josh Buttler. 118 for 2, 8 more needed.
2 balls left in this over as well from Adam Zampa, and I'm sure Jonny will be eyeing up. Finish it, this one. That net run rate is looking better and better every shot they play. That's just great striking. First one downtown, that one over mid-wicket, slog sweep, and got all of that one as well.
Kick them while they're down, is what these two are saying.
Amen.
As Bairstow is deep into his crease and guiding the ball to point.
I can tell you,
that was boring.
if the shoe was on the other foot, the Aussies wouldn't be letting up one bit.
It's not been for a while though, has it? That?
Here he is, Liam.
Oh, okay, well done.
Decided to introduce himself.
Welcome back
to the attack. 2 against 1 now, Stu.
That's all right.
I'll try and be impartial.
You're righto.
There's a slip in position for Bairstow, who gets this away to deep mid-wicket. Doesn't get all of it as it's one bounce into the fielder there, and he's frustrated with himself on that occasion. Bairstow, 119 for 2, 7 needed, Andy.
If England can get those 7 in the next 22 balls, which seems likely at the current rate, it'll be the most balls remaining when a team has beaten Australia when chasing in a T20 international. And it's set to be England's 3rd most balls remaining when they've won in a successful chase. The most was the 70 balls they had left, 11.4 overs against West Indies last week.
So another record for Australia. Okay, perfect.
I'll let you have that one.
2 balls? 2 balls
I
finished?
reckon so. Liam?
Yeah.
7 required.
Definitely won't be 7 singles.
From 54 deliveries. Bairstow on strike. Agar bowling. Oh, was it an edge? Wade misses it. Beats First slip diving to his left as well, down to the boundary, and it's for Hazlewood giving up the chase. Gentle smile on the face of Ashton Agar. I think there was a bit of turn on offer then.
Yeah.
Bairstow looking to whack it away, misses it completely.
At least Ashton Agar can see the funny side. He's given that so much air, he's thrown it right up. It spun and bounced past Matty Wade's gloves, and Aaron Finch at first slip couldn't stop it either.
Free required. And it's worked away to fine leg. Pat Cummins down there on the boundary and pick up just the one. So Joss Buttler on strike, perhaps apt that he does the finishing. Andy?
He scored 60 off his last 20 balls, and if I've crunched the database correctly, it's the third most runs, joint third most runs a player scored in a 20-ball sequence in T20 international cricket. The most, Maxwell, 64 in 20 against Pakistan back in 2014 in Bangladesh, and then Chris Gale had a 61. And Butler's tied third with A.B. de Villiers and Steven Myberg of the Netherlands.
His hero, A.B. de Villiers. Agar in. And he guides the ball past Aaron Finch at short third, who manages to get a hand on it, but he was looking to ramp the ball, then just twisted the bat in his hand to hit it to the other side. Still a very serious face for Joss Buttler as he picks up one. One needed then, scores level, 125 for 2 England. We're into the 12th over.
What was he doing? It was a full toss.
Agar in. And Bairstow drives in front of point.
Oh, thank you. See you later.
There we have it. It's been an English assault in Dubai. The pace bowlers started it off, but it was the Buttler who did it in the end. England win by 8 wickets. It's been carnage. Australia had no answers whatsoever. England go to 6 points, 2 points clear in their group. And it's 3 wins on the trot.
Well, not much to say, really. It's just been a horrible afternoon, evening for the Australians out there. And, you know, England just show their class in this format. They're full of confidence and they know their roles. Once you know your roles and you can execute like they have tonight, games become very easy.
I mean, if you're going to have a bad game, get it out of the way early, right? But it's obviously still plenty to play for. They did well the first couple of games, so it's not really, obviously, to get beat like that against England, it's not that bad. Obviously a great team at the minute, so but England, amazing first innings and obviously even better second innings, so hats off to England, both with the bat and the ball.
Yeah, 100%. You want to lose one of these games, you don't want to lose the knockout stages.
It's one of the concerns for England might be their lack of batting form in the death overs, as they've yet to face a ball in overs 16 to 20 in any of their 3 games so far.
Got plenty of time to practice now. They've got 9 overs. They might be able to use the middle for a bit of death hitting.
I thought that last 6 overs was the death.
Well, Joss Buttler at least can afford a smile now, and there's lots of slaps on the backs there and well played and so on. Seeing Jonny Bairstow walk off, that was a remarkable performance. Australia just swept away, really, just swept away.
Well, I've got to say, it's quite a boring game compared to the other 3 we've watched yesterday and the earlier one today. Yeah. This is quite a boring game.
Well, in a way, I mean, and Andy's making the point, though, that England actually haven't been challenged yet.
Yeah, they haven't.
So they've not really been put under, I mean, you can say they've obviously put themselves in positions in which they're not being put under pressure, but you know, whether you need a little bit of pressure every now and then just to get you through like 1 or 2 other teams have managed to do, but no one's going to complain at that. 126 for 2 from 11.4 overs. Absolutely outstanding. So we'll start our review of this. There'll be a podcast later, of course. TMS, bbc.co.uk/cricket, of course, is the place you'll find that. 126 for 2. So England absolutely swept Australia away. They won by 8 wickets. And they were chasing a very small total, 126 to win. They got there in 11.4 overs, 50 balls to spare, with a remarkable innings from Joss Buttler. Really, absolutely at his most destructive. 71 not out from 32 balls. We'll get it all broken down for you shortly by Andy Zoltzman, but basically hit 5 sixes and 5 fours. But in terms of breaking down that innings and when he scored and so on, it was incredible. He and Jason Roy broke the back of that small target, 66 they put on. For Roy was LBW to Zampa for 22 from 20 balls. Malan made 8, nicked one behind off Zampa, and then Jonny Bairstow helped finish things off with 16 not out. Well, it all obviously went wrong for Australia. In their batting. They were put into bat, no real surprise there. In these evening games in Dubai, the ball can get a bit dewy and so on, but they're put in. Warner was out in the second over for 1. That was 7 for 1. Smith out for 1. Very well caught by Woakes, who took the wicket of Warner, running back and taking a catch high one-handed over his head. That was off the bowling of Jordan for 1, so 8 for 2. An alarm bell starting to ring because Australia had made a change. They left out Marsh and brought in Agar, so an extra bowler, and perhaps leaving that batting a little lighter than usual at least. Maxwell 6. He was LBW to Woakes. That was 15 for 3 in the fourth. 21 for 4 when Stoinis was LBW to Rashid for 0. Then a bit of a stand between Wade and Finch, the opening batsman, who was still going. Wade made 18, for he was caught by Roy at long on off Livingstone. That was 51 for 5 in the 12th. 6 down when Agar again made a useful 20 along with Finch, but he was caught by Livingstone off Tymal Mills for 20. That was 98 for 6. Finally, Finch was out, caught by Bairstow off Jordan for 44 from 49 balls. That was 110 for 7. Cummins came in looking rather cross, hit 2 sixes off the 2 balls he faced before he was dismissed, and Starc made 13. Zampa was run out for 1. So bowling wise it's remarkable really, because we've talked a lot about Moeen Ali's bowling in this tournament so far. We didn't bowl a ball today. Adil Rashid opened instead and took 1 for 19 from his 4. Chris Woakes, a lovely opening spell. He took 2 for 23. He took 2 for 3, I think, about saying his first 3 overs. Got a bit of tap at the end for 4 overs. Jordan 4 overs and took 3 for 17. Liam Livingstone, interesting. His bowling options definitely coming in here now. And he's on the line. Liam, I was just praising your bowling. How are you?
Good evening. I'm very well, thank you.
Good man. Well, you tuned in at an opportune time, because I was just saying, what useful bowling options you're providing there middle in the innings at the moment. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's something I've worked really hard on over the last couple of years, and more so coming into this tournament. I knew that if I was a really good option, then it probably balances the team a little bit better. So it's something I've worked really hard on, and I've been doing a lot of work with Jeets and the nets, and thankfully it's coming out pretty good at the moment, and hopefully that continues. Yeah,
tell me what you're bowling exactly, because there's some leggies, some offies in there as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to spin the ball away from the bat. So to right-handers, try and bowl leg spin, try and bowl off spin to the left-handers, just try and be a bit unpredictable. And yeah, just try and keep the ball spinning away. When we know as batters, it's always a little bit more difficult. I think Josh might say different after the way he struck it today, but yes. With the ball spinning away, you always feel a little bit more in the game. So, yeah, it's something I've worked really hard on, and thankfully the rewards are coming in the games.
Well, they certainly are, and you're giving him plenty of options, but I mean, what a performance that is today. You know, we've always sitting here building it up, obviously. England, Australia, big game, top 2 in the table. Well, they've just been absolutely hammered.
Yeah, it's a great performance. I think our bowlers have been really good throughout. I think our new ball bowlers have been phenomenal the whole way through the tournament. And we know that power play wickets kill teams as the innings go on. And I think we've seen pretty much a masterclass of T20 batting from Josh there as well. So, yeah, it's nice. It's obviously great to put in a performance like that. And hopefully we can sort of build this momentum and keep it building through the end of the group stages and hopefully into the qualifiers. Yeah. Was it always a plan that Rashid would open the bowling today? We've been talking a lot about Moeen, obviously, who's opened in the last 2 games and done very well, but didn't bowl a ball today. I mean, was that a plan, or was that just the way that the game evolved? No, I think Mo's obviously been phenomenal for us in the power play over the last couple of games, but they were very right-handed heavy, so we knew that my leg spin and Rash was going to be a little bit more effective than what Mo's off spin was going to be today. So I think that's a nice part of the sort of options that we've got is we've always got options to spin the ball away from the bat, and we've done pretty well. Mo hasn't even bowled a ball today, and he's probably been one of our best bowlers in the last 2 games. So it's really nice. We've got some great options. Our seamers are bowling really well. Our top order players are playing some really good cricket. So long may it continue. I don't suppose Moeen would be too upset with a result like that. Go on then. You mentioned Buttler, but we were talking here about he just looks so focused. He's just like a sort of an assassin. You know, there's not much smiling. He just whacks the ball and it still looks very focused with his face. Not much emotion there and so on. But he had a big smile when he walked off. But I mean, to sit and watch that innings live must have been fantastic. It was, and I think it was pretty much as clinical as it could have been. And we know fine well he's one of the best players in the world, and we've got so many world-class players in our lineup that we go out and play with so much freedom because of the players that we've got to come in. So, but yeah, like you said, the way Josh played today was pretty phenomenal. He's probably one of the best, if not the best hitter of a white cricket ball in the world. So yeah, it was a clinic today from him, and yeah, hopefully he can continue that form right the way through the tournament.
So 3 games done. They've all been sort of similar-ish, really. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. You can go back to the dressing room and say, that stupid Agnew asked me the most ridiculous question of all time. But do you want to be challenged? I mean, do you want to be in a position where actually you are a bit under pressure and get over the line in a tight game to really prepare yourself for a semi-final? Or are you just going to say, oh, for goodness sake, don't talk nonsense, we're just beating everything that comes at the moment?
I would love every game to go like the last 3 have, to be honest, right the way through to the end of the tournament. But yeah, we'll just keep taking it game by game. We're playing some really good cricket. There's a lot of confidence in the camp. And yeah, like I said, we've got a big game Monday. Hopefully we can put in another good performance there. And then we won't look too far ahead. There's a long way to go in the tournament yet.
Good. Thank you, Liam. Thanks for talking. Because you look as if you're all enjoying yourselves, by the way.
Pleasure. Yeah, we're having some good fun, that is for sure.
OK, good man. Well played today. Thank you, Liam.
Thank you.
Liam Livingstone, 1 for 15 today. Wasn't required with the bat. Was it too stupid a question? I don't know. I mean, you just want to win, don't you? Of course you do. But I don't know, just to know that you've been in a tight situation and you've come through it under pressure. I mean, does that count for much?
On one hand, yes, you want to be challenged. You want to be taken to, a position where you feel like you've got to dig deep and find a way to win. But I'm with Liam. If you're going to win games of cricket and you want to win a tournament, you want to win every game like that.
Yes.
And continue to win like that, because it takes the stress out of it. You do enjoy it more. Confidence just keeps growing and growing. And I don't think England's confidence can get any higher the way they played the first 3 games. But yeah, there will be a time where they will get challenged. But
yeah, and that's all the lower order who haven't really picked a bat up.
No, but they're still hitting balls at practice.
Yeah.
And, they're still getting put through those scenarios. So by the time they get out there, it shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah. What do you reckon of that today, Liam? I mean, it's just going from strength to strength.
Yeah, I think you could roll that performance up and put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
You'd have to put that wherever you went in the world. But what you were talking about earlier, sometimes even if you don't bat, which when I played, I didn't really bat too much because the guys are so strong, you still feed off their confidence and the performances, what they're doing. And you practice so much. You get, as a guy who batted low down in the order, there's so much practice, so many balls get thrown at you. So you always feel like you're in decent touch. But I'll be happy with them guys going out and knocking it 3-4 down every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course you are. But you were one of those who was expected lower down the order to go out and hit sixes, really, weren't you? That was your role, which again is you've got to feel in a bit to do that.
I think it comes with the practice as well. If you're just going to go in there and practice blocking a few balls, can you put yourself under pressure in practice? Can you go in and have 3 or 4 balls where you try and hit the ball out the park and maybe step out the net for 5-10 minutes and go back in and do the same? So just get used to that momentum. Right, I have to go from ball 1. So maybe the guys are doing practice like that, as well as hitting plenty of balls and getting themselves the best chance when they do go in to clear the rope.
What do they do about Mark Wood now? They're sort of getting deeper into the tournament. He hasn't played.
Yeah.
And he's got this bit of an ankle issue, and Tymal Mills is doing a good job. I mean, if everyone stays fit, what would you do with Wood? And I mean, are you looking ahead? He's the only fast bowler really that England are taking to Australia. I mean, genuinely quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you get to a stage where you make a decision about someone like that? You've got someone in rhythm who's playing and doing a good job.
I think it's a great opportunity for him to play the next game if he's fit. Yeah. The way the guys are going, maybe someone drops out, not from bad performances, but Woody's excellent, and before it started, he picked up good wickets in the warm-up game, looked really well.
Yeah.
And that's if he's fully fit. If he can come in fully fit and perform and feel good about it, then let him play. But if he's still feeling a little bit, then give him a bit of a rest and see how he goes further in the competition, because I guess the selectors will be thinking, keeping an eye out for the Ashes coming ahead.
Yes. What would you be doing with Mark Wood?
Well, I was listening to Eoin Morgan earlier today, and he just said, while he's got a fitness issue, they're not going to risk him because he is a valuable commodity for England. He's fast. He's something different. He's that X factor. I'd like to see him bowl in Sharjah, where the ball doesn't bounce. He's a smaller bloke, but fast and skiddy back of a length. Whew, it'd be hard to hit there. Maybe there's an opportunity to do that later in the tournament, as Liam said. At the moment, I wouldn't be changing my team.
No.
I'd back them to get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. Just take that rhythm on. We'll be hearing from Eoin Morgan soon enough, and also Aaron Finch. I just wonder what that does to Australia's hopes. I mean, they're still there. They're still in there. I mean, these groups, things can change pretty quickly. We think that if England win one more, then that surely should see them through. But that would have dented Australia a bit today.
Yeah, it would. You know, and they'd be disappointed sitting in the dressing room now. They go, right, okay, what do we need to do? How do we need to improve to going forward? I don't think they'll dwell on it too much. England were just far too good. So wipe it out of your mind. Get back to the hotel, have a think, sit down, have a chat, and then start your day again tomorrow, whether it be practice or whatever they're doing tomorrow, and then come back in the next game and execute better. That's all it was. Just execution under pressure wasn't there. England's was outstanding.
Just looking at the bowling figures, they're horrible. But I suppose they're inclined to be a small target, and you're looking for wickets, aren't you? I mean,
they all got Buttlered, mate.
Yeah, they did. Starc 3 overs for 37, Hazlewood 2 overs for 18, Cummins 1 over for 14. Agar actually, didn't bowl too badly. 2.4 overs, he took 1 for 15. Zampa went for 12 and over at 3 overs, 1 for 37 as well. But in that match scenario, you've got a small target, you come out and blaze it. That's going to be that. Well, Chris Jordan has been named as the man of the match. Just looking at his bowling figures, he took 3 for 17. Buttler didn't play too badly. You balance these things up. I mean, I don't know about these man of the matches. They're a bit of a lottery sometimes, but he did bowl very well. That beautiful Yorker that saw off Pat Cummins. And he's been talking to Simon Doull.
Congratulations. How did that feel out there for you?
Yeah, thank you. No, it was obviously a great bowling effort from the boys again. We were just trying to back up what we've done in the first couple of games. And again, the way Woakes and today Rash set the tone, really allowed us to come in and just continue that momentum. So yeah, grateful.
What are the keys for you in these types of conditions?
We're just trying to keep it as simple as possible. Try and go with the rhythm of the game. Try and assess the pitch and see what can work on the day. And today, obviously, we tried to hold our length as much as possible and be nice and straight. And obviously, it paid off today. So, and then obviously the way the boys batted there was unbelievable.
Still got those Yorkers in your bank, though. How hard are you working on those still?
Yeah, every day. Obviously, you just try to stick to your strengths as much as possible and keep improving them while still trying to add a little bit to your game as well.
One of the senior members of this bowling group, how comfortable are you in this team at the moment?
I don't think you're ever comfortable in international cricket, especially when there's so many players trying to obviously make the team and what's not. But every day you just try to keep working hard, keep trying to improve, and just keep trying to put in good performances for the team. Let everything else take care of itself.
Outstanding performance tonight, Chris. Well done.
Cheers. Thank you.
There we go. It's well bowled indeed. Chris Jordan, I'm looking at Aaron Finch actually taking his chair in the press conference. It's not been Australia's day because they had a false start to their national anthem. He's got a chair there, it's very wonky and he can hardly sit up in it. So it's not really been their day today. Let's talk about Jos Buttler's innings. I mean, it was extraordinary. I don't know, how you do bowl to someone like that. I mean, you have all these plans and you look at videos and actually better off not looking, aren't you? I mean, he just hits anything.
And even like Adam Zampa even tried the wide line outside the wide line. He still managed to get bat on it for 2 over cover. And, sometimes you've got to take your hat off and say, this guy's just having a day out. And Jos has a day out more often than most. But when he has a proper day out like today, it's great to watch.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Give us an insight into bowling at him, Liam. I mean... Yeah, we talked about his sort of lack of backlift and just this incredibly strong punch that he has. I mean, that ball must come fly back at you a bit, doesn't it? I mean, not surprisingly, umpires wear protective gear these days, or some of them.
Yeah, it is tricky because, as Stewie says, when he has a day out, he has a day out. He's hard to bowl at. If he's hitting your best ball back over your head, or even your best ball getting off strike and making that look easy, it is tricky. But in practice, you try and bowl your best ball, and hopefully you might miss one or might spoon one up in the air, and someone grabs it in the outfield. But that's why these guys get paid the big money, right? They're so good and they're so consistent.
Absolute match winners. Go on then, let's have a field day from Andy Zoltzman, because I feel one coming on here.
Well, yes, it was one of England's biggest wins. They're certainly their biggest against Australia in terms of games when they've chased in T20. 50 balls left, the third most balls England have had left at the end of a successful chase, and 3 of their biggest 6 wins by that measure have been in the 3 games this tournament. It's also the most balls left when Australia have lost, having batted first. Jos Buttler's extraordinary innings, 10 from the first 11 balls he faced followed by 60 of 20, the third most runs scored by a T20 international batsman in a 20-ball spell. I've got more. I think we've got an interview coming up. Do you want the stats now, or do you want to...
Come on, it's a stats avalanche.
England's bowling has been superb in this tournament. They were the most expensive team in terms of runs per over in between the last World Cup and this one, also the fastest scoring batting team, but they've gone at less than 6 an over in this tournament. And in power plays, they've taken 10 wickets in the 3 power plays for just 79 runs, going at under 4.5 and over. Batting, they've gone over 8.5 and over, scored 155 runs for just 4 wickets. So bowling power plays in between the 2 World Cups, they basically average 50 bowling for 1.5 wickets, and in this tournament they've averaged 26 for 3 1/3. Agars, I know you've treasured
yes,
your thirds of wickets.
I like my thirds. Let's hear for the captains, shall we? Simon Adil, first of all, speaking to Aaron Finch.
Aaron Finch alongside me. Aaron, these ones are always tough. I guess your thoughts on the batting innings for a start. You were out there for a long time.
Yeah, I thought when we lost a few wickets in the power play, we just had to try and hang in there and give ourselves a chance to get to 150, somewhere around there. If we try and go harder early, you could get 80. So that's what it was all about, trying to just hang in for a bit longer, get to a total we thought would be defendable if a few things went our way, and if we got it really right with the ball.
How tough was it?
I just seamed around a little bit. Chris Woakes is a brilliant exponent. When there's some seam there early on, that they all bowl well, and they put us on the back foot early. That's why they've been best in the world for a while.
It's hard to sort of chastise the bowlers too much as well when you haven't really got enough runs on the board. They go searching at times like that.
Yeah, you have to. We had to bowl them out. We knew that. There's no issues there. I thought Josh Buttler played a hell of an innings, put the pressure on. So it's just one of those nights where we got off to a poor start and they just kept compounding, unfortunately.
They come thick and fast, so you have to put it behind you fairly quickly as well.
Yeah, we've got a couple of days off to recharge now. Be important. Some guys probably deserve a little bit of rest as well, so it's okay. We'll dust ourselves off and take on Bangladesh next.
All right, Aaron, thanks for your time, mate. I like tonight. Time to bring Eoin Morgan, the skipper of England, in now. Eoin, thanks for your time. How's that one feel?
Yeah, pretty good. We've obviously got off to a good start with the first 2 games that we played of this tournament. You know, challenge for us is always adapting to conditions away from home. Thought we did that really well in the first 2 games, and then again today, you know, the big test against a really strong Australian side. We sort of held up pretty well right from the beginning, you know, holding our nerve at the ball, creating opportunities, and then continuing to strive and be relentless with the lengths that we bowl and the plans that we're trying to execute. So I thought the bowlers again came up trumps. They were really good again today.
How important for you to have all those resources, because you left Moeen Ali just sort of as a field tonight?
Yeah, here I think, you know, depending on how the wicket plays, I think you have to have either 1 or 2 guys to go to. I think we're very lucky in the fact that we do have a couple of all-rounders within our side, and again they managed to come up trumps again today.
The batting side of things, obviously when you're chasing a small total, you can have little hiccups, but the 2 openers are again looking good.
Yeah, they look in really good form. You know, Jason Roy in the last game against Bangladesh, man of the match performance, and then again today coming out with the intent. Josh Buttler following suit and then kicking on from there. You know, 2 really imposing players. Really did set up the chase and made it quite comfortable in the end.
Do you need a hard one at some stage, or how are you feeling about that?
Nah, here they're all hard ones, Dooley. We try and we treat everybody with the same amount of respect. It's a really tough competition, and you know we're looking forward to continuing to challenge ourselves moving forward. We go from here to Sharjah. We played 2 games in the space of 5 days. So again, another challenge within that. So yeah, one we're looking forward to.
All right, well done tonight. Congratulations. Well played, England.
Thanks, Dooley.
There we go. At least Simon Dool asked the same question as I did, although he phrased it slightly differently, which is necessarily a way that I'd have chosen. But there we go. So, England, top of the table. They're playing Sri Lanka on Monday in Sharjah, as Eoin Morgan was saying there. This pitch there looking a little bit slow, a little bit low, a little more tired. Well, today South Africa just got over the line against Sri Lanka. They seem to be coasting home. 112 for 6 in the 18th over. They're only chasing 143 to win. Then wickets fell. They had 15 off the last over to win it, and David Miller hit a couple of 6s and got them over with 1 ball to spare. So in fact, England do play Sri Lanka on Monday, and then it is South Africa on Saturday. If they beat Sri Lanka then one imagines they'll be through to the semi-finals. What do you make of that game today? That was nip and tuck, but different conditions, aren't they? That pitch definitely looking more tired.
Yeah, and that's a good thing about this tournament. You know, each pitch has got its own characteristics. Where Sharjah, low, slow, bit of turn. Dubai seems to be the best wicket to bat on. That comes, apart from Australia, comes onto the bat nicely, and we saw, Josh Buttler made that statement true. The game before Australia played Sri Lanka was a good pitch. Abu Dhabi probably not quite as fast, bigger boundaries, small, not as big a totals, but bigger ground to defend. So, with England playing Sri Lanka in Sharjah, good contest. This could be the game that tests England a bit further down their batting order. Sri Lanka got some good spinners. They got some quality pace bowlers we saw today, and that could put them under a bit more pressure. Yeah,
that could be a challenging game. I mean, if England get through that and get through the trial of spin, just say they're chasing batting last and win, that would be a fillip.
Yeah, it would. I mean, obviously, from the last World Cup, Sri Lanka put a dent in England's hopes there, right? So, it's going to be a tough game, and as you guys said, that wicket is completely different. It feels like a different place entirely. So, the game yesterday was tricky to score runs, tricky to get in, watching the West Indies guys bat, and we know how well them guys strike it. But yeah, if England can get a win there, it'll give them that confidence that they can play in each of the conditions out in the UAE. Yeah,
and Sri Lanka, the threat, if you like. Nissanka played really well today. We've got some hitters in there as well.
Yep.
But they have got that very balanced attack.
Yeah, I like the little number 3 too, Asalanka. He comes in and gives it a whack, a left-hander, likes the pace. But their bowling attack is pretty good. Kumara, again today, probably let them down. Didn't bowl well against Australia the other day. Today, first 3 overs, he looked the part, none for 17, and then last over he gets belted for 2 sixes in a row to lose the game, which is unfortunate on the young man. But, they've still got options up their sleeve. They've still got tall left armour. I forget his name at the moment, escapes me. He played the first game. He could come in, he bowls changes of pace, but he's about 6'6" or 6'8" or something. So he could come in for Kumara just to change it up a bit.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, there we all. You've enjoyed today, Liam. I mean, just any thoughts about? I mean, England. Were they favourites going into this tournament? I know people talked about a year ago them going favourites, but there's no Ben Stokes, no Jofra Archer playing on these pitches. Perhaps they weren't necessarily the absolute favourites going in, but where do you think England are now?
I think they're right up there. I think it's easy to sit on the fence, but they're right up there with Pakistan, and obviously India haven't started well, but they're always going to come through.
They've only played one game, and that group's very slow going. Yeah.
But they've got to be confident. I think when you're coming over to the UAE on the spinning wicket, it could be any team's tournament, I guess, because the teams like Sri Lanka and Afghanistan can upset anyone on the big teams there with the spinners they've got and the way the wickets are turning. But England got to be happy with the way they've started, and they should back themselves to win the tournament. They've got guys in that team who've played around the world and in every single condition, so they should be happy with where they're at right now.
So last thought, what's the word we associate with South Africans in World Cup?
A joke.
They didn't today, did they?
No, they didn't. They came
15 to win. They're second in that table now, and they got him in that last over.
Yeah, and the man on strike, David Miller, is the one you wanted on strike, and he came good. So, that's a step forward. They can sit down and go, right, that's how we do it.
Yep.
You don't want to leave 15 off the last over every game, but they got into a position to win the game.
But they did it.
And they did it, correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. Let's see how they go. All right, there we go. We're going to say cheerio from here now. It's well and truly dark here.
For full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted. Including Rugby Union, with live coverage from the English Premiership, the Challenge Cup and Pro 14s.
What a long overhead pass. Oh, it's taken there by Nathan Hughes. He's up to the line and over.
An opponent, lovely ball from Farrell to Jamie George, who's seen some space, and George is under the post.
Plus, international fixtures, including the Six Nations, Rugby World Cup and Autumn Internationals.
The underdogs have barked loudly.
What a take though! It's taken by Gareth Davis. Gareth Davis is going to go and go and go. Interception from Gareth Davis. He's run 3/4 the length of the field.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including Formula One.
He's about to do his first ever Formula One start. All the drivers are now lined up at the front of this Albert Park circuit. The Australian fans are all on their feet.
With full coverage of practice rounds and qualifying.
Max Verstappen then across the line to start his flying lap. The sparks fly from underneath the Red Bull in the pitch darkness of the Singapore night. Here comes Vettel, faster still.
Plus, live action and analysis from across the F1 calendar.
All 5 lights are on and the first Grand Prix of the season is go.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for Bolter! 6 wickets for Andy Shrubsole, England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Athletics, swimming, boxing.
Trying to get away from danger, trying to find some sanctuary somewhere in the ring.
Formula One. Golf, Rugby League.
Luke Gale tries this time. Luke Gale!
Rugby Union, tennis, football.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including international cricket with Test Match Special.
Listen to this noise. We're right up in the roof. Bowles, that's driven. Lovely shot from Stoinis. Timed that really well.
Anderson goes in and bowls, and that is edged and caught behind.
T20 and one-day internationals.
Takes a couple of strides and then pumps his arms and legs, approaches us, bowls, he's bowled him! And Zampa has gone!
Plus, the ICC Cricket World Cup and highlights and analysis from the biggest matches across the cricketing calendar.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for Bolter! 6 wickets for Andy Shrubsole, England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including Rugby League with live commentary from the Super League.
Maguire with a kick, and it's Cuthbertson who's on the chase. What about that?
There's an element of anticipation, of excitement. My word, bring it on.
The Challenge Cup, NRL and Super League Super 8.
Tries this time. Luke Gale!
There's places that you go in this game, and this is unbelievable.
Plus, international rugby league.
They've got numbers outside. McGilvray with a chance, and McGilvray will score. Brilliant England move.
when they start to put it together, when they start to get in the groove, they're going to score points.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for Balzer! 6 wickets for Anya Shrubsole, England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Athletics, swimming, boxing.
Trying to get away from danger, trying to find some sanctuary somewhere in the ring.
Formula One. Golf, rugby league.
Luke Gale tries this time. Luke Gale!
Rugby union, tennis, football.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including tennis.
Serves, big serve.
This to take it all the way.
And the screaming and the roaring and the come on, still going.
With live coverage from every Grand Slam.
Nadal celebrates another straight sets victory. First couple of rounds safely negotiated.
Serena and her elder sister Venus Williams are making the walk of champions.
Every single one of these Grand Slam wins means so much.
Plus ATP Tour finals and Davis Cup.
What an extraordinary spectacle. This does not feel like it can be happening.
Well, what a time, the longest and the most intense rally of the match.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including football, with live coverage from the Premier League.
Harry Kane inside the penalty area. Harry Kane finds the back of the net.
Lukaku shoots. Lukaku scores.
FA Cup and EFL Cup.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Plus, live action from the Women's Super League, Champions League and international fixtures.
With the free kick, she goes low into the far corner, and the header is there. Brilliant run at the back post, and Nikita Paris gives England the perfect start to the second half.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Curran comes in over the wicket. He's bowled him and England win! Amazing from Tom Curran. He picks up 5 wickets, jumps in the air.
Athletics, swimming, tennis.
Hallett's back and into the net. And at last, Caroline Wozniacki is a Grand Slam champion.
Rugby league, Formula One, golf.
Good speed. Oh, it does more than a 360. That is a wicked one.
Rugby union.
It's intercepted by Jonny May, and May's going to score, no question.
Boxing, football.
Steph Houghton with the free kick, she goes low into the far corner.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for Balzer! 6 wickets for Anya Shrubsole, England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Athletics, swimming, boxing.
Trying to get away from danger, trying to find some sanctuary somewhere in the ring.
Formula One. Golf, rugby league.
Luke Gale tries this time. Luke Gale!
Rugby union, tennis, football.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including rugby union, with live coverage from the English Premiership, the Challenge Cup and Pro 14s.
What a long overhead pass. Oh, it's taken there by Nathan Hughes. He's up to the line and over.
An opponent, lovely ball from Farrell to Jamie George, who's seen some space, and George is under the post.
Plus, international fixtures, including the Six Nations, Rugby World Cup and Autumn Internationals.
The underdogs have barked loudly.
What a take though! It's taken by Gareth Davis. Gareth Davis is going to go and go and go. Interception from Gareth Davis. He's run 3/4 the length of the field.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including Formula One.
He's about to do his first ever Formula One start. All the drivers are now lined up at the front of this Albert Park circuit. The Australian fans are all on their feet.
With full coverage of practice rounds and qualifying.
Max Verstappen then across the line to start his flying lap. The sparks fly from underneath the Red Bull in the pitch darkness of the Singapore night. Here comes Vettel, faster still.
Plus, live action and analysis from across the F1 calendar.
All 5 lights are on and the first Grand Prix of the season is go.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Shrubsole in now. Bairstow, Bowser! 6 wickets for Anya Shrubsole. England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Athletics, swimming, boxing.
Trying to get away from danger, trying to find some sanctuary somewhere in the ring.
Formula One. Golf, rugby league.
Luke Gale tries this time. Luke Gale!
Rugby union, tennis, football.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including international cricket with Test Match Special.
Listen to this noise. We're right up in the roof. Bowles, that's driven. Lovely shot from Stoinis. Timed that really well.
Anderson goes in and bowls, and that is edge and caught behind.
T20 and one-day internationals.
Takes a couple of strides and then pumps his arms and legs, approaches us, bowls, he's bowled in! And Zampa has gone!
Plus, the ICC Cricket World Cup and highlights and analysis from the biggest matches across the cricketing calendar.
Shrubsole in now. Bairstow, Bowser! 6 wickets for Anya Shrubsole. England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including rugby league with live commentary from the Super League.
Maguire with a kick, and it's Cuthbertson who's on the chase. What about that?
There's an element of anticipation, of excitement. My word, bring it on.
The Challenge Cup, NRL and Super League Super 8.
Tries this time. Luke Gale!
There's places that you go in this game, and this is unbelievable.
Plus, international rugby league.
They've got numbers outside. McGilvray with a chance, and McGilvray will score. Brilliant England move.
When they start to put it together, when they start to get in the groove, they're going to score points.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for Balzer! 6 wickets for Andy Shrubsole, England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Athletics, swimming, boxing.
Trying to get away from danger, trying to find some sanctuary somewhere in the ring.
Formula One. Golf, rugby league.
Luke Gale tries this time. Luke Gale!
Rugby union, tennis, football.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including tennis.
Serves, big serve.
This to take it all the way.
And the screaming and the roaring and the come on, still going.
With live coverage from every Grand Slam.
Nadal celebrates another straight sets victory. First couple of rounds safely negotiated.
Serena and her elder sister Venus Williams are making the walk of champions.
Every single one of these Grand Slam wins means so much.
Plus ATP Tour Finals and Davis Cup.
What an extraordinary spectacle. This does not feel like it can be happening.
Well, what a time, the longest and the most intense rally of the match.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including football, with live coverage from the Premier League.
Harry Kane inside the penalty area. Harry Kane finds the back of the net.
Lukaku shoots. Lukaku scores.
FA Cup and EFL Cup.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Plus, live action from the Women's Super League, Champions League and international fixtures.
With the free kick, she goes low into the far corner, and the header is there. Brilliant run at the back post, and Nikita Paris gives England the perfect start to the second half.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Curran comes in over the wicket. He's bowled him and England win! Amazing from Tom Curran. He picks up 5 wickets, jumps in the air.
Athletics, swimming, tennis.
Hallett's back and into the net. And at last, Caroline Wozniacki is a Grand Slam champion.
Rugby league, Formula One, golf.
Good speed. Oh, it does more than a 360. That is a wicked one.
Rugby union.
It's intercepted by Jonny May, and May's going to score, no question.
Boxing, football.
Steph Houghton with the free kick, she goes low into the far corner.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for Balzer! 6 wickets for Andy Shrubsole, England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Athletics, swimming, boxing.
Trying to get away from danger, trying to find some sanctuary somewhere in the ring.
Formula One. Golf, rugby league.
Luke Gale tries this time. Luke Gale!
Rugby union, tennis, football.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including rugby union, with live coverage from the English Premiership, the Challenge Cup and Pro 14s.
What a long overhead pass. Oh, it's taken there by Nathan Hughes. He's up to the line and over.
An opponent, lovely ball from Farrell to Jamie George, who's seen some space, and George is under the post.
Plus, international fixtures, including the Six Nations, Rugby World Cup and Autumn Internationals.
The underdogs have barked loudly.
What a take though! It's taken by Gareth Davis. Gareth Davis is going to go and go and go. Interception from Gareth Davis. He's run 3/4 the length of the field.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including Formula One.
He's about to do his first ever Formula One start. All the drivers are now lined up at the front of this Albert Park circuit. The Australian fans are all on their feet.
With full coverage of practice rounds and qualifying.
Max Verstappen then across the line to start his flying lap. The sparks fly from underneath the Red Bull in the pitch darkness of the Singapore night. Here comes Vettel, faster still.
Plus, live action and analysis from across the F1 calendar.
All 5 lights are on and the first Grand Prix of the season is go.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for Balzer! 6 wickets for Anya Shrubsole. England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Athletics, swimming, boxing.
Trying to get away from danger, trying to find some sanctuary somewhere in the ring.
Formula One. Golf, rugby league.
Luke Gale tries this time. Luke Gale!
Rugby union, tennis, football.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including international cricket with Test Match Special.
Listen to this noise. We're right up in the roof. Bowles, that's driven. That's a lovely shot from Stoinis. Timed that really well.
Anderson goes in and bowls, and that is edge and caught behind.
T20 and one-day internationals.
Takes a couple of strides and then pumps his arms and legs, approaches us, bowls, he's bowled him! And Zampa has gone!
Plus, the ICC Cricket World Cup and highlights and analysis from the biggest matches across the cricketing calendar.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for Balzer! 6 wickets for Anya Shrubsole. England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including rugby league with live commentary from the Super League.
Maguire with a kick, and it's Cuthbertson who's on the chase. What about that?
There's an element of anticipation, of excitement. My word, bring it on.
The Challenge Cup, NRL and Super League Super 8.
Tries this time. Luke Gale!
There's places that you go in this game, and this is unbelievable.
Plus, international rugby league.
They've got numbers outside. McGilvray with a chance, and McGilvray will score. Brilliant
when they start to put it together, when they start to get in the groove, they're going to score points.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for Balza! 6 wickets for Anya Shrubsole, England's hero. England win the World Cup.
Athletics, swimming, boxing.
Trying to get away from danger, trying to find some sanctuary somewhere in the ring.
Formula One. Golf, rugby league.
Luke Gale tries this time. Luke Gale!
Rugby union, tennis, football.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including tennis.
Serves, big serve.
This to take it all the way.
And the screaming and the roaring and the come on, still going.
With live coverage from every Grand Slam.
Nadal celebrates another straight sets victory. First couple of rounds safely negotiated.
Serena and her elder sister Venus Williams are making the walk of champions.
Every single one of these Grand Slam wins means so much.
Plus ATP Tour finals and Davis Cup.
What an extraordinary spectacle. This does not feel like it can be happening.
Well, what a time. The longest and the most intense rally of the match.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including football, with live coverage from the Premier League.
Harry Kane inside the penalty area. Harry Kane finds the back of the net.
Lukaku shoots. Lukaku scores.
FA Cup and EFL Cup.
Wigan with a cross from the left. Will Grigg! Goal! It's Will Grigg to put Wigan 1-0 up in the FA Cup.
Plus, live action from the Women's Super League, Champions League and international fixtures.
With a free kick, she goes low into the far corner, and the header is there. Brilliant run at the back post, and Nikita Paris gives England the perfect start to the second half.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Curran comes in over the wicket. He's bowled him and England win! Amazing from Tom Curran. He picks up 5 wickets, jumps in the air.
Athletics, swimming, tennis.
Hallett's back and into the net. And at last, Caroline Wozniacki is a Grand Slam champion.
Rugby league, Formula One, golf.
Good speed. Oh, it does more than a 360. That is a wicked one.
Rugby union.
It's intercepted by Jonny May, and May's going to score, no question.
Boxing, football.
Steph Horton with a free kick, she goes low into the far corner.
Visit bbc.co.uk/5live for full listings. More live sport, pure live sport. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra. More live sport, pure live sport. This is 5 Live Sports Extra. As 5 Live brings you one event, 5 Live Sports Extra brings you another. Live and uninterrupted, including cricket.
Shrubsole in now. Balls for